Jay's is very busy. I was here all along. I was doing push-ups, you know. Right. Hello and welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. You're very welcome aboard. Jamie, thank you very much indeed for the raid. Tonight, we're going to be taking the A220 for a flight, and it just got an update. Yes, 1.04, literally as I was loading the sim. Brilliant. Yeah, right. So, now, about tonight, what we're doing. For the first time, we're doing some science, you see, with SayIntentions. And basically, our flight tonight, from our departure to our arrival, will have free ATC coverage from SayIntentions for this flight. And we're going to talk about getting it set up, what it can do, how your settings are going to interact with it, and all that jazz. And then, of course, we'll get into checking out the shiny updated A220, right? That is the plan. So we're going to do our own flight plan. We're going to configure all our settings, and I'm going to talk you through what the settings are inside the pilot portal with SayIntentions. So it should be a bit of fun, a bit of learning. Right.
Sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
They turned off me lights and everything. But this update literally came out. I actually had the sim loaded, and then I heard on Jamie's stream, it was like, there's an update out. I was like, what? Who pressed the thing? Right. But anyway, where's me buttons here? Look, you're all very welcome in. It's great to see you. Do you like me shirt today? Shower effect. They gave me dog's abuse over my lovely shirt yesterday. I was raging. But anyway, tonight we are flying from Larnaka over to Santorini in the A220. It's about an hour and 50 minutes flight time, and we're going to be using SayIntentions to provide all our ATC. So, all we need to do to get started, we shall ramble on over to the SayIntentions website, create an account, or if you have an account, you're good to go. Just make sure you have the latest update. And if you're already a paying subscriber to the service, you're set, you're good to go. But I will go through all the options so we have an idea of what we're doing. So I'd like to welcome you all in. Happy Tuesday. It's 22 degrees here in Tipperary. You know, that's hot for us in Ireland. Jesus. It's 22 degrees in the man cave. We have a total nirvana here. We're living in temperature utopia, is what it is, right? And we'll see how we get on, right? We'll see how we get on. But who's here? Look, CP, welcome in. Idle Cutoff is here, welcome aboard. Toto, 24.95, welcome aboard to you, buddy. And the missus. APU Inspector, welcome in. Home Wrecker from County Cork, welcome. Good to see you, buddy. Dougal McTavish, the chairman, has rambled in. Dougal, good to see you, buddy. Mac Manser is here. Billy, welcome aboard. Willow How Much is in the chat. Happy Tuesday, man. C4 Man, good to see you. Good afternoon. Sprockets is here. Commander Bolosh, a very good evening to you. Who else is here? Zyropod, welcome in. 98 Vulcan, good morning to you. In Australia, hope all is well. We do this exclamation point check-in. Yeah, it says exclamation point check-in, space, and your location. Pretty cool. We have a little map and everything. Didn't take me long at all to make that. But anyway, let me see. I guess if we're on SayIntentions, we need to turn off the multiplayer. Yes, I would recommend that, indeed. Eamon 1973, happy Tuesday, bud. The Impossible Face is here. Me side stick and throttle arrived, but I'm too knackered post-workout to horse it up the stairs, so I'll be giving it the Thrustmaster stuff one last send-off this evening. Only that we're flight simmers. I mean, that's a conversation you couldn't even go to confession with. Yeah, right. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm Pierce is here. Good evening. Norse Viking, you're very welcome aboard. Happy Tuesday. Malky is in the house. I'm Pierce. Good to see you. Sumner checking in from Milwaukee. Welcome in. Who else now, lads, came in there? Look, One Foxy, Bingo Gav, you're very welcome in. Then a massive raid from London Controller. Jamie was flat out today doing all the sectors. I don't know how you do it, man, but great to see. And I was lurking pretty much all the day. You're a terrible inconvenience in my lifestyle. Jamie's on. Come on there. And then what I'm supposed to be doing usually gets lost in, how is he going to handle this now? Right? But thank you very much indeed for the raid. G Daggy, welcome in. Avgeek George, good to see you. Who else? Will, welcome aboard. Who else now come in? It's all busy. Grimmer Bob, welcome aboard. Hope all is well. Balut is here. A very happy Tuesday. Hang on, we've tunage over here, look. There we go, that calms it all down. Stick Figure, happy Tuesday. Hope you're well. Where is this now? Wicked Lumberjacks is here. Sun Jammer. Good afternoon, morning. Sun Jammer, hope all is well. Gav, 120 streams in a row, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. Stu Snape is here. Good evening, Mr. Neon. You can shag off. Listen, that was a lovely shirt, and I've one just like it, but it's not as bright. Hayden UK, good to see you, Hayden. Death's Angel, thank you for 25 in a row. Good to see you, bud. DeRuiter is here. Muse fan, wait to see this t-shirt. How are you, Muse? Good to see you. Sumner says, lurking for a setup lesson. I'm really missing my sim down in Naples while I'm up in Milwaukee. Ooh, it'll be there, don't worry. Citizen42, welcome aboard. Who else now, lads? Englewood Online has rambled in. Happy Tuesday, man. Muse, a very good day to you, sir. Hope all is well. Mutley is in the chat. It's Andy is here. Would be an awful time to drop an A220 update. The timing is brilliant. Also, the 707 got released. Yeah, right. It could be a good crack. Where's the t-shirt? Listen, right. You've all caused an issue with my wardrobe. You did. Put that back in the wardrobe. Never see the light of day again. Right. Mac Vision, good to see you, bud. Ryan is here. Welcome in. Crotty, happy Tuesday. We got 35 tomorrow. They're giving it very warm here tomorrow. Yeah. 29 or something. You will be grand. Chalks, good evening. JP Gaming's in the house. We're early tonight. We've a bit of stuff to get through with some tutorials as we get ourselves set up for tonight's flight. It's very exciting. SayIntentions, of course, they're going to be having a look at this. They're going to be checking it out, see how it all works and the science, right? But it's a wonderful opportunity for us all to experience what that platform can offer. If you're into your IF4 or VF4 flying, the amount of features of SayIntentions, like over the last, I can't even say like the last 12 months, they kind of flicked a switch about 2 years ago, and from there it's just been non-stop. Tons upon tons of features, enhancements, fixes. It's getting better and better. And when you would consider, if you're going to be flying on VATSIM, well, SayIntentions is a great entry point to learning how to deal with ATC, the multitasking, right? But also, when you have ATC coverage on VATSIM, it's grand. It's brilliant, carry on. But when you hear the, over to the dark side, 1228, advisory, good luck in the cup, game over, ball burst. Jeez. But that's where SayIntentions really shines, because you can actually do a handover from VATSIM into SayIntentions and vice versa. And they're working on enhancing that and making it better. It's an amazing thing to have. So, it's a great opportunity tonight for you to give it a look and see what happens. Zith is here. Good evening. Frosty, welcome aboard. Check in from Australia. Welcome in, bud. LP Patrol. Swing. Yeah, right. Angry Lou, good to see you. Mystery is here. Very good evening to you. Visualize, welcome aboard. Hope all is well. Spitfire RAF 100 is here in the chat. Good to see you, bud. Kill Switch, welcome in. Stu, don't even start. Murph had a wardrobe malfunction on stream yesterday. I had a lovely shirt yesterday. Bloody hell. Airwolf, good to see you. Sir Camsalot, my dude from Angoshlan Nua, welcome in. 33 degrees with Dougal tomorrow. Yikes. Cracker, good evening. The t-shirt doesn't need the light of day. Yeah, it's bright enough on its own. Thanks, thanks. Cornwolf, good to see you. Murph, do you think SayIntentions will keep falling in price? I would hope so. They certainly hope so. What we've seen recently with SayIntentions, the customers are looking for more, right? We want more, we want better, we want more enhancements, more capabilities, and SayIntentions will say, yeah, okay, leave that with us. And they went off and they figured out, okay, well, we can increase traffic with Traffic Plus. We can enhance the voices and response times with this new Iris voice recognition system, right? Hello, Mrs. And rather than just giving that as a blanket upgrade price, because when they enhance things, usually when they like really jump forward a generation, and we saw this after the New Year kind of preview, where Brian was on a stream reflecting over the last 12 months. When they try and go into the next generation, that's where costs tend to go up, because the newest technology, just like it is with hardware, well, the newest is always the most expensive, unless there's something mad happening. So rather than giving a blanket upgrade price, or an uplift, they made it an option. They called it the AI expansion, which became an add-on. So the core system works absolutely perfectly. Jesus, right? Homewrecker, you mad thing. So the core operates as you would expect, and getting better with new features built natively into it. And now we also have the option, if you want more, well, you can grab the AI expansion. But overall, in the world of AI, there's tricky things happening. There's weird things happening in the world of AI, where us humans at the moment, we think we're in charge. But if you're into AI and you're into reading it, and put on your tinfoil hat, it's a bit dodge looking, really, which means there's going to be costs associated to that. Usually because there's a lot of data centers, and some people or countries or governments or whatever don't want them, which means that could slow down the whole BJanie then. And if that does, well, then it's not going to keep expanding at the rate it is. Therefore, prices should come down. However, we just don't know. We live in a world where we just don't know what's happening. Look at hardware. Look at the hundreds of percentage of increases over hardware over the last few years. I will say this though, from day one, when SayIntentions first released, fast forward 3 years, nearly, it's cheaper today than what it was back then. And back then, when you were to look at the feature list of back then versus today, it's an amazing thing what they've managed to do. And the last time price increases were being pushed at SayIntentions, they had to really think on this. So how are we going to figure this one out? So they announced it to people to say, hey, we're facing these charges. We need to do something, lads, right? And why SayIntentions fall into that bracket? And this is where it's interesting, right? This is where your software programs and add-ons and all this. Because these guys are using a online solution, it's a cloud solution. There are many, many advantages to that. Hence, we have all these amazing features, the capabilities, the computing power. It's frightening what it can do, but it's always online, and they're costly. If you were to look at someone that gave you a non-subscription closed box package, it'll do what it says in the tin, but that's kind of it. It's going to be limited in other areas. So I would be hopeful, yes, but we just don't know. We just don't know. Costs of everything are going up, but we shall see. It kind of works out. It's like $18 or so a month. Jeff Favignano said it's a Netflix. It's a Netflix, right? That's a subscription. And then you as a pilot, you'll make the decision to say, well, yeah, because it's going to give you 24/7, 365 global ATC coverage out of the box. It'll give you traffic injection. Then you have access to things like SkyOps, and there's a tour guide in there. There's a whole load of stuff that's available for you as well. For other people, no, not for them at all. So the idea behind today is, well, can we introduce everyone to it so they actually know? Because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like that at all. Do you ever try it? No. Well, try the thing and see what you think. You know what I mean? So that's the idea. So it's a great idea from SayIntentions. But anyway, where are we at? We're over here, look. LP Patrol, yes, indeed. Uniform Goose, good day, Goose. You're very welcome in. Loving that they're adding medical emergencies in. Oh, yeah. Cabin crisis, they call it. Mad stuff, do you know? And these are all optional things. I'll go through the options here now, because you're probably thinking to yourself, I don't want that, or I want loads of that. So there's a robust menu system that we can go through. Do you know what I mean? Now, let's have a look here. Sadly, deliveries and model matching in SayIntentions shows white only. So SayIntentions don't provide the models. It's looking at your own model library. So there could be something with a VMware file, possibly. And again, that should be updated automatically through the app, right? But we'll go through it, Google, just in case. But let's have a look. Oh, yeah, you also have the preferred pilot program. That's another thing. So as Dougal said, are the prices going to go up? Well, if you actually look at it, prices have actually come down. SayIntentions have this new preferred pilot program where they recognize people who fly on other networks because they're all learning and they're contributing to our flight simulation experience, and they offer discounts to users of those platforms. If you're on IVAO, if you're on VATSIM. Right, and depending on your experience on that, are you a controller? Are you a pilot? You know, are you IFR rated? There's all different tiers and stuff, and these all lead to discounts. So technically, the prices have come down, right? Especially for those who've done the prior flying on other networks and that. But it's pretty cool. It's amazing what they're doing. They're working with anyone and everyone in the community to make everything better. That's what they're trying to do, and it's working because they're doing great stuff. Zybot, good evening. Hope you're well. Home Record, then look at that, 10 gifted tier 1 subs. Home Record, thank you very, very much indeed, lads. If you got a tier 1 sub, thanks to Home Record, do be sure to say thank you. Very cool, very cool. Dan, good to see you. Hope all is well. CP is here. AI has gotten sentient. Tom, welcome aboard. SkyNet is close by, right? Who wrote the story of Terminators? As an Xbox user, I can't use SayIntentions, but I've really been impressed with the things that they do. When I eventually do make the switch to PC for Flight Sim, I think I'll definitely have to give it a try. Yeah, it's next level stuff. Do you know what I mean? Iowa Scotsman, good to see you. Just Roy, welcome in. Dougal says, I've not been an avid SayIntentions supporter, but yeah, what Brian and the team have done is remarkable for sure. Yeah, I think anyone in Flight Sim, when you look to see what they're doing, you're like, holy crap, that's amazing. Do you know, it is amazing. The world has gone mad with prices. Yeah, it's 4,000 now for a 5090. Jesus. Man, like, what's going on? Do you know? But people continue to pay for it, right? Good morning, Viper Strike. I hope you're well. Good to see you, buddy. Any particular reason why some lassie keeps saying, what can I do for you, Captain? Yeah, no, we'll figure all that out as well. Jay Martins, welcome in. I've been a loyal subscriber and it is amazing. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. As a team helper, I highly recommend SayIntentions. Yeah. It, like, for learning, for practicing, and even just having some fun. It's amazing. It really is. I did get terribly excited about it because it was something that was missing, definitely, right? And it's not just ATC. It's far more than ATC. You know, people, yeah, it's an ATC program. No, it's not. It's far more than that. Do you know? But our focus tonight is just, have a look at it and see if it's for you. That's the idea. In a box, man, thank you very much indeed for 28 months. Cheers, buddy. What a legend. Amazing support. Cyrus T, the man of teal, has rambled in. Happy Tuesday, Cyrus. Where's this button here now? Old veteran 965. Scott, a very good afternoon, Scott. In Texas. Yeah, that's the time. Good to see you, bud. Now let's have a look. Tom, thank you very much indeed for continuing the gift sub they got from Frankenstein. Very kind. Now let me see. Rambo Monkey, welcome in. Where is this now? Mr. Dan is in the house. The breaker of things. Indeed. Hope all is well. Now let me see. Oh, well, buttons over here. As I said, before we get flying, I'm going to go through all the options. If you have any questions, ask. I'll go through kind of start to finish and I'll explain some areas. But don't be afraid to stop me and say, Murph, what are you actually talking about? Right? So it'll be grand. You just need to put up your hand. Figure out how you're going to do that, right? Anyway, Dave GSB, good evening. Hope you're well. Roll Tide is here. Welcome aboard. Big Stee, welcome in, Big Stee. Sir Beaky, happy Tuesday, buddy. Frank is in the house. Welcome in. The latest version of the A220, Frank, is 1.0.4. That's the latest one. TJ Turner, welcome in. Flying Winnebago is here. Dave Cleary, legend Dave. Welcome in, Dave. Jonathan is here. Good evening. Hope you're well. Yes, indeed. We'll be chatting with Brian tomorrow. Looking forward to it. SoCal Jerry, good to see you. I came to see the glow-in-the-dark shirt today and I'm disappointed to see something less reflectively. Jerry, you missed it. It was gorgeous. Yeah, beautiful. Some say it's going to be the new international kit for the Irish rugby team. I'm just saying, that's how effective. John is here. Good evening. Now, Greg, welcome aboard. Night Falcon, welcome in. Good morning to you, buddy. Hope all is well. Now, are we kind of there? Murph, what are you actually talking about? I don't know. Tubby, welcome in. Stubby, welcome in. Not Tubby, Stubby. Murphy, sound out, you idiot. Right, are we ready? We'll go through some options and have a look. And as I said, this is purely to kind of help you along and understand what this bit of software can do. If If you're serious about your flight sim or you want to get serious about your flight sim, this is definitely something that should be on your radar. Definitely. Absolutely. Right? So we'll have an old gawk. I dare you to wear that shirt again sometimes. I will wear it again. The camera moved down. What do you mean the camera moved down? Did my camera move down? Dan, don't be wrecking the buzz now. Hang on, we press one of these and one of those. Right, now. Let's have a look. So we're here in the flight deck of the updated A220. But we'll be getting into this in a little moment, you see, because we have a bit of work to do first. And we're going to open up some websites. So we'll start off at the very beginning, friends and followers. That's what QA Pilot used to say. Hello there, friends and followers. QA Pilot, and he's brilliant. I love Sam. He's absolutely excellent. I am serious. I just can't get the peripherals to work. Oh no. Why can't you get them working? Right, this is SayIntentions, and we're looking at its tracker. Those of you familiar with VATSIM, you can look at the VATSIM website, the tracker websites and so on and so forth. VATSIM Radar, which is excellent, right? What we have here is a SayIntentions tracker, and all of these aircraft that you see are human pilots, and these are all engaged in active flights throughout the world, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of people on the network. It's very, very popular now, all right? Time of day, I think I brought it back like 3 hours or something, Malky, do you know? So a couple of things, if you wanted to just learn, basic stuff, if you want to say, hey, I wonder what's happening here, if you click underneath Flight Tracker, you can say, listen.
New Juliet Echo Tango, read back, correct. Contact ground on 118.8.
And this is going to give you all the different voice frequencies around the world. So you can listen in, right? Now, if you want to get a bit more kind of, if you were to zoom in to a specific area, you have some options up here that say limit view and turn on the audio. Now it'll only play the audio limited to this view. So you're not getting all global voices hitting you all at the same time. All right. So that's how the tracker works. Now we have a lot of things. We can look at all flights. We can just have a look at the VA Alliance. These are the virtual airlines, right? We can have a look at SkyNet.
With Malta 60905, descend flight level 070.
If you're going to be
with Malta 60905, contact Santorini approach on 125.39er.
Which now, if you're going to be watching SkyNet is basically folks who are on multiplayer, and that's going to show you everyone who's flying on multiplayer. SkyNet, funny enough, is the name SayIntentions chose for their multiplayer network. All right. Now, before we start, SayIntentions right now, when it comes to their ATC, it can only sequence AI traffic. In a session, it can only sequence AI traffic. When you're included and it's only you and the AI, you fit inside that whole apparatus and you'll get your sequencing and all the jazz. However, when it comes to multiplayer, SayIntentions cannot yet schedule and sequence multiplayer and AI. It can't do it yet, but I say yet. They are working towards that goal, and when that happens, lads, it's going to be absolutely nuts, right? But anyway, this is where you can have a look at all the different aircraft. But not only that, if you were to look at all flights, you can actually filter down through these. And you see the way we have these little icons, see that just above my head? So there's a flight here, someone down in New Zealand, and they have, there's an issue. It's VF4, right? And there would appear to be, it's a medical flight, or you might scroll down and you'll see, hey, they're actually dealing with a cabin crisis. So here's a flight, right? This guy, who's in a 777, he has a live cabin crisis. Passenger is smoking in the lavatory. If we wanted to, we could jump over, listen in and see how they're dealing with it. As a user, we have the option to share or not share our voices. All right. So I just wanted to let you know, this is the tracker. This is the tracker. All right. So to start us off, we head on over to the SayIntentions website. This is SayIntentions.ai. You'll find the link below here on Twitch and also on the tube. Scroll down. That's like a little affiliate link. My name is beside it. And that's where SayIntentions know the traffic came from. But don't feel that your arm is twisted and you have to. Just get onto the website. And all we need to do, you can have an option up here in the top right hand corner that says try for free. Try it free. You click on that and then you put in your email. They'll send you a verification code to make sure you're a human. And then you can populate other areas such as your name, give yourself a password. the product that you're looking for, where you'll see a free 24-hour demo, or you can sign up for 1 month premium, 6 month premium, 12-month premium, and it's either going to be in US dollars or it's going to be euro. Entourage is available. Entourage is its own program where it's a one-off cost, and that gives you cabin crew. It won't give you traffic injection. It doesn't give you access to ATC, nor does it give you SkyOps or any of that. It literally gives you Entourage. Think of Entourage as your cabin crew when you're going to different destinations. It's a one-off purchase. That's it, you're in. All right. We're looking at the premium SayIntentions experience. That's what we're after here. So you have the options. You can get 1 month, you can go 6 months, or you can go 12 months. And naturally, when you go for 12, there's a bit of a discount and it all works out. All right. So you can see it works out roughly the price of Netflix. It's around 18 quid a month, give or take. All right. And that's where you choose your option. Then it'll ask, how did you hear about us? So you'd stick in if it was a website, if it was Google, if it was Murph, if, anyone, and again, it lets them know. Do you know what I mean? And then there's a couple of terms and conditions. And it's also important you read this. You will agree you will not simulate illegal activities, including terrorism, bomb threats, or anything of a similar nature. All right? Common sense prevails here. SayIntentions does not want to be kind of saying, yeah, you can do all of this. That's not the case. They want to keep this thing as approachable and professional as they can. So Muppets take a step out, and we'll see on the far side, right? So just be aware of that. So they don't want you shouting and bawling and cursing at ATC. Bring your A game to this. Treat this as you would with any sort of ATC platform. All right? So once you do that, you go ahead and create an account. And when your account is set up, you'll land into the pilot portal. All right? Your pilot portal, this is the first major thing, we'll call it, that you need. SayIntentions will run, you'll need access to your pilot portal, which is basically all the settings that you're going to be utilizing, and then you need the app. If you need to make a change of what's going on, be it a call sign, your settings, what way ATC is talking, all of that jazz, it's done via the pilot portal. Everything else, the app is running. You don't need the pilot portal open or running in your flight. You do need the app running in your flight. That's how it works. The app is your connection. Are we happy enough so far? So inside our pilot portal, we have a lot of options, especially when we click on settings. And this is where we're really looking at this evening. It is the settings. There's a whole world of stuff available in here. The changelog, what's new. You can see the downloads. So if you click on downloads, for example, this is where you get the installer. If you want to go ahead and grab Pocket Sky, which is brilliant. It's your own application that lives on your phone or your tablet. And it gives you it's like a mobile app. You'll see you can interact with ATC. It's absolutely incredible. Plus, it has a scratch pad. You can write things down. It's very, very good. And you can just grab that. All right. Other options we have further down, you'll see things like there's a free ATIS lookup. There's commercial routes, Groupie, where we do our Groupie stuff. The AI system optimizer, that's where that lives. A lot of people had a lot of success using that. And then we go into other settings such as your crew, routes and missions, flight operations. So routes and missions are basically SkyOps and the ACA, the Air Care Alliance, right? Flight operations, your flight log, flight explorer, flight plan, all that sort of jazz. You can create your own flight plan directly from SayIntentions. We're going to use SimBrief. If you're doing something in VF4, I like to make a flight plan, only because I'm trying to follow what really goes on. Some countries, you don't need a flight plan for VF4, but they'll always advise, listen, it's better to have it. You know what I mean? But anyway, you can also go into the flight tracker, which I showed you. Stats and metrics are always interesting. It'll show you what you're doing and what the world is doing with SayIntentions. It's pretty cool. Then there's a number of kind of different tools that are available, such as Taxi Tuner. We had a look at that before, where we can edit taxi routes and stand locations. If a taxiway is opened or closed, what airlines are allowed park at this terminal. We can edit all of that. We've control to do all that. This is all kind of crowdsource, fix it ourselves or make it better ourselves, right? Pretty cool. No group code for tonight. No, we'll go through all of this step by step. Don't worry, lads. Just trying to give an overall picture here, all right? And then there's a few other bits and bobs. Down the very bottom, that's your support. Tickets, assistance, learning center, knowledge base, and then, of course, the Discord community with SayIntentions, which is excellent. Highly recommend you go over and check it out. All right. So we're going to start off on our settings. First things first, lads, we need to go into our general settings, and this is what we're going to do tonight. If you have a SimBrief username or ID for tonight, we'll want that. You're going to pop it in where it says SimBrief. If you're unsure where it is, go to SimBrief. If you haven't made an account yet with SimBrief, SimBrief is free. And to find your account settings, click on account settings and it'll show you your pilot ID or your user ID. You pop in your SimBrief number here. If you still don't know where to get it, SayIntentions will help you. Click, where do I get this? All right. Your flight plan will be loaded once you contact ATC to pick up your clearance. So there's a bit of confusion around, do I need to file a flight plan, or SayIntentions will do it automatically. The reason why I filed the flight plan is because I'm following what I would usually do if it was a VATSIM flight or Pilot Edge or one of those. I want to file it, all right? At least then I know the information is correct. And then, they know it. You know what I mean? Anyway, audio effects, these are user preference, just to talk about them. Squelch, tail effect, or the ground loop. So the squelch, you get the in-between communication. And the ground loop, it gives you like this kind of background buzzing sound, like electro interference, while you're sat on the ground with the push to talk button. So I leave them on. Both of them are turned on, lads. All right. General settings, the ATC language, depending on your own language. Klingon is not there. Your pilot's name. So I'm known as Murph. And remember, keep these family friendly. Murph is my name. Pilot's gender or phrase, sir or ma'am. So you might think about what might happen. Sir, you were given this instruction. Oh, jeez. Yeah, right. Co-pilot name if you want one. And then we have a checklist preference. We won't go into checklists today. That's an entire another world of cool stuff when it comes to checklists. We won't get into that just now. And you can also select your time zone. All right. So that's the main one under general. Next up is our aircraft call sign. I'll always check this prior to a flight. All right. So we'll start off. The first option, it'll say aircraft ICAO, auto detect or force it. I just leave it on auto detect. Hey, Captain Sickbag, good to see you. So the first option, aircraft ICAO, is auto detect. Grand. Next up, the default settings. If we say only ever use my SimBrief details for my call sign, when you're in SimBrief and you want to create a flight, do you know where SimBrief asks you to put in the airline, right? That's where you would put it in, and SayIntentions will pick it up. It knows who and what you are. Our problem is, right, FFA is actually Sunshine, which based out in Asia somewhere, right? So I don't want to use SimBrief. I want to use my own. So I go down to this one, all right? And in here, you have use a custom call sign. The first line, I want you to ignore that. Do not change this for the moment. We'll talk about this some other day. It'll show on your screen, Skyhawk, November 123 Alpha Zulu, color white. Just leave all that exactly as it is. Leave that alone. The long call sign, this is where I want you to click on the little down arrow and you're going to select new. You're going to select new, and this is going to be your call sign. If you'd like to use Firefly, by all means, you're more than welcome to on SayIntentions. All right. And how it works is you type in Firefly 235. Now I put in Fife. The reason being is if you go ATC, they use phonetic language. 5 is actually pronounced Fife when it comes to radio telephony. It just is. It stops people getting mistake or disrupted and all this. So that's what it does. All right. So what I want you to do, under your long call sign, type it in. So if you're going to go with a Firefly livery, now if you're using something, like British Airways or Aer Lingus, just let SimBrief do it for you. SayIntentions will read it. If it's a real world call sign, just put in the right identifier in SimBrief and then just tell SayIntentions, hey, just use SimBrief. No problem. All right. So we have the long call sign. In my case, it's Firefly 235. Sometimes I'll use November 235 Romeo Mike, right? See the way I have to type them in? So what I do, I type in Firefly space dash space 2, as in, the letters, space dash space. You probably don't need to put in the dashes. I do. It's never gotten me call sign wrong ever, right? So you have the long call sign. And when you have it done, you'll see a little icon appear that says add. Add that. you add that long call sign. The short call sign, just copy it. Copy, paste, or type it out again. Or if you're someone like November 235 Romeo Mike, the short call sign would be 5 Romeo Mike. And then you add that one as well. Once you set this, it will always use this call sign until you ask it not to. All right, so don't be thinking, oh, I have to change it every time. You don't need to change it every time. If you're flying with the same call sign, leave it set like this, and forevermore, SayIntentions will communicate to you with this call sign. All right. Hey, Kanzui, good to see you. If you're not going to be using a custom call sign, just use SimBrief. It is as simple as that. All right. Any questions when it comes to a call sign, lads? Jack, welcome in. FFA works just fine if you import it via SimBrief. The impossible phase, is it actually calling you Firefly though? You know, I assume there's a way to change the speed they speak at. My clearances are a little slow. It depends, Dougal. There's no manual slider for it. There are options when it comes to the voice models that they're using. Iris, which is part of the AI expansion, that's kind of next generation. It's faster, it's more clearer, it's smarter. So if you're not on the advanced one, don't worry, give it time. You know, these features eventually roll in. You know what I mean? So, yeah. These questions should be asked to Brian tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll have a ton of questions here as well, lads. Yeah. Dazza, good to see you. Just for you, Dazza, we'll start over. But yeah. Right, so that's the crack. So FFA is working fine. We'll then just sync it to SimBrief, and then that's it. But that's how you put in a custom call sign, because I know you're going to want your own custom call sign. That's how you do it, all right? So that is your aircraft call sign. Next up, you have your intercom. Now, you might say, Murphy, what's an intercom? SayIntentions give us 3 intercoms. These are 3 audio channels that are not your COM1 or COM2 or COM3. These are internal intercom channels to your aircraft. You can communicate with a co-pilot. You can communicate with your cabin crew. You can communicate to a SkyOps dispatcher, a tour guide, a mentor, all of that kind of stuff, right? So what I do, I like using Ozflight Simmer, Shane, a great bunch of lads. Shane is my co-pilot. I can change this. I can say, right, well, what other co-pilots do we have? I'll click on co-pilots up the top here, or I can go cabin crew, whatever you're looking for, right? And you scroll down and you'll see, right, do I want someone who's going to be funny? Do I want someone who's going to be professional? Or do I want a mix of both? And I can also filter by language or accent in this case. So we have a couple, Addison, Australian, Amanda, American, Ozflight is Australian, and you just scroll across. Careful now, Betsy. You scroll across and you just pick the AI co-pilot that you want to fly with. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, right? When you're happy with them, you drag them and you drop them into one of these 3 intercom channels. All right. That's the first bit of the jigsaw. The second bit of the jigsaw, you now need to bind a button or a control on your hardware that will act as the push to talk directly to that intercom channel. Right? So let's say, for example, you have on your keyboard, when you press and hold this button, it goes to intercom 1. When you press that button, it goes to intercom 2. You get the idea? It's also important to note you've one co-pilot, you've one cabin crew, and you've one other. And the other could be, as I said, a tour guide, a mentor, whatever, right? So you can't confuse the thing. You can't have 2 co-pilots. That'll just be very strange. Roger, huh? What's our vectors, Victor? Huh? We need clearance. It'll confuse the whole machine, right? So you can only allow 3 individual intercoms, 1 category per intercom. If you don't want any of this, you don't have to have any of this. All you need to do, in the 3 intercom tiles, go to the bottom right-hand corner of each one and click remove. And when you remove it, everything auto-saves. There's no click button, save, export settings. It just auto-saves. You'll often see a little green thing come up, saved, right? And that's what it does, all right? Who's this? Mick, good to see you. Thanks for the follow. And if I missed anyone in the chat, lads, a very good evening. Hope all is well. And I'll try not to miss any comments. And if I don't answer you, I'm not being rude. Just ask me again, all right? So that's the intercom. You don't actually need any of this, but I can promise you this will enhance your flight experience. If you have a co-pilot, you can lean into them to help you. They can control your radios. They can give you information if you need it. Your cabin crew, that's all sorts of drama. They can help you out. They can tell you what's going on with passengers. You can, arm doors, cross-check, let them know, give us this safety announcement. All that kind of stuff lives there. Again, we have the AI expansion, an option for the add-on, the AI expansion. You can have persistent memory with your intercom crews. A persistent memory. So, we jump into the plane today, but Shane, how are you getting on? Murph, great. That was a great flight we did the other day. They'll remember what you did. Persistence, memory persistence. It's pretty cool, right? Anyway, that is the intercom. Any questions regarding the intercom? You can also have profiles here. So you can say, every time I'm going to fly in a business jet, I want this crew. Or it could be a tail number. Every time I fly in this aircraft, I want that crew. You get the idea. And these are profiles. I haven't made any profiles yet, but you can make your own profiles. All right. That's how you do it there. You'll see a little option, manage profiles. If you're stuck, you want to know more, there's a little info box on the far right-hand corner. It brings you into the knowledge base and you'll read everything. There's videos there as well. All right. So next up, lads, traffic injection. This is awesome. This is really, really good. SayIntentions doesn't have its own aircraft models. It'll read what you have in your sim, or indeed you can use the likes of Just Flight's traffic, FSLTL traffic, and all the other ones. If you're using something like FSLTL, just make sure you turn off their traffic injector. Only one injector works. But SayIntentions leave their traffic injector on and they'll load up those models for you. All right. So what we have here, we have traffic injection. And in this, we have real world commercial traffic density, 0 to 11. 11 will absolutely fill the airport like you've never seen. It'll be flat out busy. Sweet spot for me is somewhere between 5 and 7. Usually that's what I go for. The same with general aviation. They have GA traffic and you'll see them at small general aviation fields and you'll hear them, right? Again, 0 to 11. 4 is what I tend to use there, all right? About 4, all right? Traffic Plus. Traffic Plus is part of the AI expansion I mentioned earlier. Basically what Traffic Plus does, let's say, for example, your home airport, its normal operation that's busy is between, 0600 in the morning and 23:59 at night.
Hello there.
Which means anytime after midnight until 6 a.m., there is no flying because, there's noise abatement or traffic or whatever. All right. What Traffic Plus does, that will inject additional traffic to that airport during this time based on the real world schedules. And then the AI takes it to say, okay, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We don't mind. The user has set traffic to be 11. Let's fill the airport. That's how Traffic Plus works. The whole concept is if there isn't any real world data, and this is where people get a little bit confused. SayIntentions is using real world data. They get gate schedule information and they do it many times over the year. They do it more than anyone I'm aware of ever, right? So it's not like the summer schedule or the winter schedule. They have all the schedules. So they know what's happening. So that's what Traffic Plus does. All right. Next, 2 options are important. You have an option here to disable radio chatter from AI injected traffic. I leave this unchecked, and then allow traffic injection when ATC is disabled. Again, it's unchecked. If you enable it, AI traffic injection will continue with ATC turned off. That's just going to give you a bad day at the office, but some people like it. All right. So I leave these 2 options unchecked. I recommend you do the same. Everything we do today, you can change it yourself, have fun with it, experiment with it, right? But for today, this is what we're doing. Then we have radio chatter. If you like, if there's no one, and it's, you'll never get a chance that there's no one flying. If there's no multiplayer people flying, you're using traffic injection. But if you still want to add even more radio chatter, well, you can do that because you can add historical radio chatter from human pilots. Me, you, Muse fan, people who are flying when they're talking, we have the option to opt in or opt out of sharing our voices on the system. And that's what, or that's where SayIntentions, it feels very good in regions because you're actually hearing accents from people who fly in those regions. It's quite incredible. What you can do, again, 0 to 11, you can select all frequencies or just clearance. Maybe you just want a tower frequency and that's all you want to listen into. Remember there was a program years ago, I think it was just something ATC, X-ATC chatter or FS-ATC chatter. Very similar, very, very similar, right? That's what it does. You can also add historical radio chatter from the AI pilots if you'd like as well. They both work the same. I leave them off. That's just my preference. You can turn them on if you wish. I leave them off, all right? And then our last few options in here, advanced, I leave the 3 of these unchecked. Disable traffic injection during Groupie.
I put the car in swinger, baby.
Cracker, thank you very much indeed. What a legend, man. Cheers, buddy. 5 gifted tier 1 subs, lads. If you got a tier 1 sub, thanks to Cracker. Do be sure to say thank you. What a legend, man. Thank you very much indeed, bud. Now, disable traffic injection during Groupie, leave it off. Enable taxi light mitigation. What can happen, some of the third-party models, they tend to glitch out at nighttime with taxi lights. As you're at an airport and you're wondering, why do none of these AI aircraft have their taxi lights on? Some third-party models have that issue. You can override it in SayIntentions, say, hey, I want to see those lights. Just be wary. That means SayIntentions is consistently connecting to that model, telling it, turn on your lights, and the lights will be turned on, but it will give you a performance hit. I leave it off by default. I haven't seen any issues yet. So the last 3 here are all off. They're unchecked. Are we clear? Excellent. Let's move on. The app UI.
Can I get a refund?
There's no refund, shag off. The app UI, this is user preference. By default, everything here is unchecked. By default, it's all unchecked. And then we go down to the bottom, the TOM indicator. This is excellent. What this is, the TOM indicator, will open up SayIntentions app here. What this does, the tuned operational match, this is going to, if you turn it on, and I recommend you turn it on, this will give you a visual cue as to what frequency you should be tuned into, right? And how it does that, come hither app. Let's have a look now. So see the way clearance and ground are red. I need to be talking to one of those, and you'll see it's a shared frequency. So I need to be on that frequency for this stage of my flight, which is going to be, in a while, requesting IFR clearance. If I go to, the ATC, and I can click on these frequencies, I don't need to dial these in manually or go into the plane and move them. I can just literally click on these numbers, and you'll hear the ATC fire up.
229er, 2.25, QNH 1006.
So you get the idea. I mean, you can literally just click on the frequencies and it'll do it for you. All right. So that's what that does. If you have the TOM option turned on, if you leave it off, you won't see any of those colors. It's user preference. So we're nearly there. Multiplayer for tonight. This is of the utmost importance. SkyNet multiplayer traffic. Make sure it's enabled and make sure SkyNet audio is enabled. The SkyNet group code. This is when we do our group only flights. We always set this to TTM. Tonight, I want you to take it out of there.
Larnaka, clearance. Very good evening. Firefly 7 Alpha Bravo Airbus A320.
So there's the Impossible Face getting his IFR clearance. We can hear him because we're tuned in to the same frequency. Make sense? But anyway, make sure tonight, lads, your SkyNet group code, leave it blank. If you put in TTM, you're not getting any of the features that we're going to look at in terms of the ATC, and you'll only hear us. So make sure that's blank for tonight. And then your last option, this is where you want to share your audio. Allow my audio to be heard by other SayIntentions pilots. Make sure this is checked on. Any questions? Excellent. The next tab is realism. This is the most important tab of all of your options. Realism. This is where if you think something's gone wrong, chances are it's something in here you either set up right or wrong. Chances are it's wrong. And I'm going to talk you through it. First up, we have auto-tune. This is a really helpful and handy feature. Auto-tune means that SayIntentions will automatically tune the next frequency for you. So you don't have to be there with switches and buttons. It automatically pops it in to your standby frequency, meaning you just press the button to transfer it. So if you're after taking off from tower, like over to departure, you just press the transfer button, and now the departure frequency, they've dialed it in for you. I leave it off. I like dialing it in, or sometimes I'll click on the number, right? But that's where it is. They can do the same with the auto-tune transponder, and they can also do auto-set radios on startup. I leave these 3 unchecked, all right? Kubi Montana's here, good to see you, all right? You press the button in the Phoenix and it'll launch it into a boat. Lovely. Next up, we have runways. Disable expect runway message from clearance. In the world, clearance delivery never assigns you a runway, which is, sometimes they will in Europe. They'll tell you what the active runways are. You're trying to get the best of both worlds here. If you disable expect runway, they're not going to tell you during your clearance what the runway is going to be. I leave that off, unchecked, because when I look for clearance, they'll tell me expect runway, 33 or whatever it's going to be. Next up, we have disable clearance runway change warnings. In spite of the fact the SimBrief allows pilots to file a runway as part of the flight plan, real-world flight plans don't include runways, since it's up to the ATC, which makes sense. The warning clearance gives when your assigned runway differs from what you filed in SimBrief isn't realistic. ATC assigns the runway, not the pilot. Leave it unchecked if you're new and you want the heads up when your runway changes from what SimBrief shows, right? I would, starting off, leave both of these unchecked when you're learning, because it means then you study your flight plan, you fly your flight plan. Once you start getting used to how it all works, come back in here and start making everything very realistic. And it is very realistic. All right. What else do we have? A free route event is running. If you fly one, ATC assigns the runway in the event. So this is all brand new. So this is where we're doing science. All right. Handoff. This is interesting. In Europe, we'll always get the frequency to the next controller. 9 times out of 10. Sometimes you don't, but 9 times out of 10 you do. In the US, sometimes you do. A lot of the time you don't. They'll just say contact departure over to the tower. Get right? By leaving these turned on, I will get that frequency. So they'll say talk to departure 122.6 or talk to tower 118.9 or whatever the frequency is. So under your handoffs, I leave these all on. All right? We're nearly there. Next up is your comms. This is down to no one is listening. Leave this off because you're going to be able to see in your app if you're on the correct frequency. You'll see it in your aircraft if you're on the correct frequency. If you're on the wrong frequency and you're transmitting away, there's a setting here. If you turn it on, ATC will come back and say there's actually nobody listening on this frequency. You muppet. Right. I leave it off. If I don't hear anyone, the first thing I'll do, I'll double check my frequency is correct. Then I double check it and double check it. I keep checking it to make sure. And then I'll come in and say, right, okay, now there's an issue. They can't hear me or I can't hear them. All right. The comm history phraseology, explaining what this is. Basically, if you leave this on, if in your app, you're going to see like a text log of what you said and what the ATC said. If you use your mouse and just mouse over it, a little bubble box appears and it gives you an explanation of what it's asking you to do. It's really handy for new pilots figuring it out. I leave this one on. All right. Comm history phraseology is turned on. Next up, we have sequencing. Sequencing is basically, in this, ATC is going to say, expect a descend in about 20 minutes or, 40 miles or whatever. I leave it off. The reason being is I want to be able to tell ATC when I'm approaching my top of descent, or I'll request a descent. But if ATC is going to give me vectors, they're going to override this anyway and say descend now to whatever altitude, turn left heading. So I leave it off. If you leave it on, then they will give you a heads up. It's a warning about your upcoming descent. And you can descend anytime you want. I leave it off. All right. Flying Trits, good to see you. The last option under sequencing is what are the odds of being put into a holding pattern? 0 or 100%. I leave this on about 5%. ATC with SayIntentions can invent operational exceptions. They can create an issue that they suddenly have to say, we need you to hold. You know, they get all Johnny Logan on us. Hold me now. So you can have that turned up if you always want that feature, or you leave it down low for like the very odd time. And if you keep it down low, it's pretty cool because you'll remember that flight thinking, yeah, I got a hold coming in here. Oh, pretty cool, right? Then we have vectoring. One thing with SayIntentions, they've updated their vectoring. Years ago, you know, turn left heading 270. And next thing, there's a huge mountain there. SayIntentions is now terrain aware. They got the terrain data and that's now programmed into their vectoring system, meaning it shouldn't turn you left into a mountain. It's aware of the terrain around you. What we do here, disable shortcut vectoring on arrivals. I leave it off. The reason being is, in the real world, the chances of you getting a shortcut from ATC because they're trying to sequence traffic is extremely high. It's unlikely you have to fly the entire approach coming in. It's unlikely. Sometimes you do, right? But sometimes no. They're going to move you on. So I leave it off. If I want to fly the full approach, regardless of what's going on, I'll turn it on. But usually I leave it off. It adds a bit of variety to your flights. And then you have this disable all optional and early vectoring. If you leave it off, ATC will give you a shout and say, hey, we got a shortcut for you. Or we're going to get you on a visual approach. So I like leaving that off because I want that to happen. If I turn it on, they won't. They'll let you fly the full sequence, the full approach, the whole thing. They'll let you do that yourself. All right? CPDLC, we're not going to go into that tonight. Quick rundown. I leave it off on the first, second option, off, and then it's turned on our final option. That's what I do. All right? And then we have the last bit here is the ATC character mode. You may not see these options, but if you do, ATC character mode is turned on. Basically, ATC controllers, it breathes a little bit of life into them. They might laugh, they might giggle, they might get thick with you, they might get angry. Leave it on, it's fun. And it's only AI ATC. You know, you're not going to lose any sleep over it. All right? So I leave that on. Pilot deviations, I leave it off because they'll ignore a mistake, right? But if you turn it on and you decide to fly into airspace you're not allowed, you know, we have a phone number for you, right? And then down here we have allow VF4 in jets. Basically, in a jet, you can depart under VF4 conditions and then pick up your IF4 clearance in the air. That's advanced stuff for now. I leave it on by default. We'll look at this some other time. The last bit is a brand new feature. And what I love what SayIntentions are doing, when they have new features, they're not trying to, you know, knock you off your pace by enabling it. A lot of the new features, when they come out, they're going to be turned off by default. And then they leave it for the user to go in there and say, I might give this a bit of a try. So that's what they've done with pushback pressure. Now, pushback pressure, this is savage fun. Because pushback pressure, if you're supposed to be off the blocks or pushing back at, let's say, 8:15, right? And it's now 8:30. Well, depending on your three settings, which will say casual, pushy, or unhinged. Casual is like, Janie, then we need to get a move on. We're running a bit late. You know, pushy is like, will you come on? We're late. We need to go. And then unhinged, right? Unhinged. So that's what it does. All right. It's a brand new feature. Folks are still playing around with it, but be aware it's there. And it's off by default. It's off by default. All right. So we've covered our general settings, our aircraft call sign, our intercom, traffic injection, multiplayer, and realism. There's only a few tiny bit more things I want to look at. Cabin crew. If you're wondering why your cabin crew are now suddenly talking to you, would you like a cup of tea, father? You can turn these off. You can turn off the cabin crew announcements, and you can even disable the crew snack prompting saying, Captain, would you like anything to eat? This is where you disable them. So the Impossible Face had a question earlier on. Why is my cabin crew asking me for stuff? This is where you can disable it. Disable the announcements, disable the crew snack. Okay? Next up is cabin crisis. This is where you can get, you know, passenger in seat 47A is after vomiting all over the place. Right? It's a cabin crisis. We tried this out a long time ago, and it added something so unique to our flight. We're like, oh God, we got to get down quick. We might need to divert. Right? Are we declaring an emergency? I don't know. Right? Again, common sense prevails. we read at the very, very start, SayIntentions don't want anything to do with friggin' the whole illegal stuff of, you know, your 7500 issues. They're not going there, so don't even attempt it. But an unruly passenger or something, you know, they're drunk, right? Someone's sick or ill, right? There's a problem with the aircraft. You know, the emergency exit suddenly opened, or a window has opened. Like, all of these things, that's what cabin crisis can do. Your cabin crew will alert you to it. Hey, we got an issue. The captain, pilot in command, then has to do with something. Onto ATC. Hey, this has happened. And ATC could say, squawk 7700 and head for this airport. And if you need an emergency landing, you'll actually hear the ATC sequence all the other AI aircraft out of your way. It's an amazing experience to see this happen. It's just mad. It's mad. Well worth a shot. Tonight, friends, we're leaving it off. We don't have to deal with this tonight, but this is where it lives. And again, it works on a percentage base. If you 100%, every flight, someone's going to ruin your day. If you keep it down quite low, it's only every once in a while. Once in a while. All right? The last thing in here, we'll look at this another day. This is where we can upload pre-recorded cabin crew announcements. For example, we have our Firefly Air one.
Hello, hello.
That sound file, if I upload that here, I can make that available to anyone who's flying on behalf of Firefly Air, and you would connect your account to Firefly Air, meaning you don't need to download or even install sounds. Once you're flying with Firefly Air, you'll have access to all those sound files. I haven't done it yet, but that's where it is. You can upload your own. Some people throw in the real world ones. Some people throw in make-uppy ones. Again, you're going to get the warning, don't be an idiot. Well, they don't say don't be an idiot, but like, you know, don't do anything stupid. Get right. But that's where they all live. I'm going to gloss over ground services. This is the brand new AI uplink where your voice now completely controls GSX. We'll go into that. We had a look at this before. Virtual Airline Alliance. We are with Firefly Air. So if you want to fly with Firefly Air, make sure you've selected Firefly Air with this. When you select it, if you look at the tracker, right? And if I zoom in on some of the aircraft who are parked here, right? Which is perfect. You'll see that Firefly 872 Malky, see our logo, Firefly Air, that's now displayed on the screen. However, if you're with Firefly Air, but you haven't enabled that in the VA drop-down, you'll probably just see, I'm sure there's an aircraft here that has it. Here's one here, Pete. So even though he selected Firefly 224, he hasn't selected Firefly Air as the VA inside of your options or settings, virtual airline, and this is where you select it here. All right, that's where that lives. Okie dokie. Brilliant. RAS, Runway Awareness and Advisory System. You know your one. Where is it? It'll play now in a second. On runway 29. You know that voice? SayIntentions provides that to all aircraft. Now, if you're using something like the iFly, you can turn off the iFly or disable the SayIntentions one, whichever which one you prefer. But the SayIntentions, the SayIntentions RAS works very, very well. So I leave this on. I like hearing it. I want to be aware of, I'm approaching a runway, I'm on a taxiway, short runway, unstable. That's where all of this is. If you don't want this, uncheck all of the boxes. If you want it, check the boxes. I go for the top three. I want taxi alerts and runway. Wrong runway or takeoff, I don't bother with, but I leave the top three on. All right? No, yeah, make sure you don't use that TTM code in multiplayer. All right? The rest of it then, it gets into, we've miscellaneous settings, as in your weather source, right? Are you using live weather or are you using 24-hour historical weather? Let's leave ours on live, right? Taxi assistant, this is what will, if you want, if you get a taxi instruction, you can ask, hey, I need taxiway guidance, please. I have it set to on request. The style could be arrows or lights on the screen and then the color. And it'll literally appear on the taxiway, the direction in which they want you to go. You can also check it up in the app, or you can use it from your app on Pocket Sky. Or if you're using Flow Pro, you have the SayIntentions widget with Flow Pro, which is a very clean UI for accessing SayIntentions. I love that. Love it, right? And it keeps less things on my screen at once. But the app is very powerful and it works. It's bulletproof, right? AI speech recognition. If tonight is your first time using SayIntentions, you're on the free 24-hour pass. It's going to be set for you. Just know if you go for the AI expansion pack, Iris is the latest and greatest. Everything's faster, it's clearer, and it's way more smarter. It is an option. It is an option. All right. Your persona, and then it goes into other things. There's one option in here that might be important for you. Under the miscellaneous, scroll down the bottom where it has tour guide and make sure you check the box that says tour guide will only speak when prompted. Otherwise, if you say, this is great, we're going to have Murph now as my tour guide and we go flying, you will not shut me up. I'll be talking all sort of, or on your right hand side, we have a tree that looks like, right, this is where you disable me talking at my own want. I will only talk when prompted. And that's it, lads. They are our settings. Any questions? No? Right. Now that we have that set up in our flight simulator, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, what I have done for this flight, I have disabled multiplayer. It's turned off. As far as I'm concerned, I'm having a solo flight. Multiplayer has been turned off. Okay? Right. With that now turned off, once I open up the SayIntentions app, right, so we have it now, look here, we can see now that it is connected to the flight. Attention all aircraft, information kilo, so that's Larnaka ground telling us what's happening, right? Inside the app, we have a couple of things we need to do. So in the app, you can see where your account is going to be logged in, right? You have options here to get to your pilot portal. You can go into the update hub. You can access all of these things from your app, all right? The main one we want to look at here is the volume controls. First up is going to be your mic volume, so your microphone, right? And if you're unsure what it is, click on the little gear beside it and you select what microphone you're using. And it says, to test your microphone, tune your comm radio to 118.01 and transmit, and you'll hear your voice back to you. It's how you self-test your voice. Am I too loud? Am I too quiet? Will you figure it out yourself? You can do it yourself, tuning your comm frequency, COM1, to 118.01 and give yourself a radio check. It'll play back your audio to you and you alone. So now you know what the crack is, all right? These are just all different sliders, all the little gear cogs. You're basically saying, hey, you know, this is how strong I want the audio to be. What audio device is it coming out from? So that's your audio. That's the sounds. That's the wrong button. The next thing we need to do is this control button. And this is where we're going to map controls. What I need you to have are the following. I need you to have a comm radio push to talk. Comm radio push to talk. So you'll say, is it a button or a switch? Okay, let's say it's a button. All right. What do you want this button to do? You click the little drop down and you select. So it's comm radio PTT. That's your comm radio push to talk. That's one button. And then it'll ask you, go ahead and press the button, and then it'll save it. Then, if you want, set up your intercom channels. That could be intercom channel 1, intercom channel 2, or intercom channel 3. And just remember what crew member you have in each of those intercoms. Is your co-pilot on intercom 1, or are they on intercom 2? Then we have a group flight push to talk, meaning this is a separate button that will only talk P2P, player to player. It doesn't transmit on the comm radios to ATC. Think of this almost like a Discord voice. This will connect to us individually by using push to talk, which means I can have a button that I keep saying is button 91. There it is, button 91, right? So if I were to click into this and see if there's anyone on push to talk, right? This is Murph Radio Check. Does anyone hear me? Now, we're not in a group, so it may not work. There's no one there, because I'm not in a group. That makes sense? Right. Now, what have I to do here? Buttons, Murph. Here we go. So, let's have a quick look around the airport. We've set up our buttons, right? I don't see anyone here yet. Has everyone taken off? No? Right, we'll see what happens here when it comes to, you're on the apron 2. All right, okay. We'll have a look here now in a second. So make sure you have your buttons set up. And again, if we want to check, you have a radio check button over here, 11801. This is Murph, radio check to myself, how do I sound?
This is what the ATC audio sounds like, and next is what yours sounds like.
This is Murph, radio check to myself, how do I sound?
So that's your radio check, and you can see how it works. So you can hear what the ATC is saying, and you can hear what you are saying. So I'm happy enough with my mic audio settings. If I came across far too loud or crackly or broken, you can see my mic slider here. Now mine is set like very, very low because it's everything I have in my streaming PC, it's boosted over, so it's a bit mad, right? But just be aware of that. Have you any questions? Now, I still think this is prop job. So if I'm going to go new flight, we shouldn't be in a groupie flight. I wonder is this still going across?
Radio check.
So there was a radio check I heard on the ground or on the group. I heard you 5x5. Do. Right, let's have now a look here. Why aren't I seeing traffic, lads? Quick look. We'll go to multiplayer. And we'll give it a moment to load in aircraft. Murph, I can't get my group chat switch to turn on. You can't get your group chat to... Okay, so in the app, you're going to make sure that it's set push to talk, right? And you have a way to mute yourself as well. Go into your settings and make sure that you have group flight push to talk. Dougal sees a bunch of us. Okay, so for whatever reason, I can't see anyone. I see one aircraft. That's interesting. 777, no worries, buddy. We're thinking of you, man. We're thinking of you. All right, so I can see one aircraft here. But I imagine there should be a lot more, right? Hang on now. There's more down here, look. Okay, that's all general aviation. You didn't you turn off group on 2024 settings? Yes. Therefore, I shouldn't be seeing any Microsoft aircraft. I should only be seeing those who are connected to SayIntentions. Yeah? Does Unicom ever get used? Yeah, they might give you CTAF, Dougal. Not really Unicom. They'll, you know, if you're at a facility, they might give you a CTAF frequency. Do you know? You don't see me on the live map. Okay, we'll do Murphy's Law. We'll just close the app and reopen it. And see what happens here, right? Are you on the primary server? Good man, Ryan. I better check that. I imagine I am. But I may not be. I also want to bring the time of day back so we have a bit of daylight here, lads. So I'm going to set the time here to 18:18, just for the sheer crack, just so I can see what's happening, right? And let's have a quick look here. So operations, ATC services are on. I can hear more aircraft. Oh, I'm only seeing one aircraft. Why is that now? Do. Miscellaneous. Where is the primary server? Is it in general? 1 second now. Multiplayer, realism, cabin crew, ground, virtual airline, sky ops, miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is all grand. Integrations are all grand. Experimental. We should be on just the standard one. Yeah, no, I should be all on the standard. Let's have a look here now. I hear voices. That's a good sign. I'm just not seeing traffic. And we can check the map just to make sure that there is actually more aircraft here. but for some reason I'm not seeing them. So hang on, this is all part of the process, lads. The app will tell me what server I'm on. My account, advanced, primary server, yes. Keep window on top, no. Primary server, yes. Keep window on top. Okay. Right, stand by. We shall press buttons. Do 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 do. Howdy. Top Gun Glenny, good to see you. Traffic injection. No, traffic injection is AI traffic. I should be looking at just the SayIntentions SkyNet traffic. You know what I mean? That's what we should be looking at. If we look at the tracker, for example, right? There's a ton of aircraft. Now we know we can see Home Wrecker, but I can only see Home Wrecker. I wonder if we do something wrong. Let's see. No, that's all grand. So the group is loaded in at the departure. So I have SI connected and running. I can see them on tracker, but only see one aircraft in the sim. No one can see me. Check the settings and look okay. That's why we do science, lads. Oh, SayIntentions are here. Your friendly SayIntentions helper is here. Look at the timing. Look at the timing. Right. Ooh, I'm having a little bit of a head scratching moment. I believe my settings are correct, said Murphy always. I can't see other traffic here. And it's not AI traffic. I'm purely looking at SkyNet traffic. So if I were to look at the SayIntentions tracker, I should be able to see all of these other aircraft. Now, that is, of course, that all of these other aircraft are not using our Groupie code. So, lads, if you're connected already inside SayIntentions, are we sure you're not using Groupie? No Groupie code. Yeah, I haven't set a Groupie code. Homewrecker can see me and others. Okay. So under multiplayer, we kept our Groupie code empty. So, okay, the guys are confirming no Groupie code. Okay. Wait, a new aircraft has appeared. Kill the app and restart. We've tried that. We'll do it again. Aircraft disappeared. This just seems to be happening on Murphy's side of the fence. It doesn't seem to be, because I think the other guys can see us. Right, so we'll let the app reload. Beeps in the background. And now the app, we'll give it a few moments. It'll synchronize all its settings.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, there's one aircraft up here. Nothing on the gates. Nothing else. No, it's literally showing one aircraft. It's only showing me one airplane. Which is weird. We are checking on the back end. No apologies needed. That's why we do science. It's all about science. So while we're waiting, what we're going to do, we're going to get this machine into action, right? The good news is you guys can see and hear each other. That's the main thing. That's what we're trying to do. Whatever issue I'm having, we'll iron that out, right? Do we have labels in the sim? Negative. Labels is a SOBO issue. So we used SkyNet with SayIntentions on Sunday in X-Plane, and we were able to customize our own labels and get them to show up inside of X-Plane because, well, we have the options to do that in X-Plane. We don't have the options, unfortunately, to do this in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Despite asking, it's on the list somewhere. I'm sure they'll add them in. It just means, though, SayIntentions have no data points they can actually point to or talk to. That's the issue. That's why we don't have name tags. Same way you don't have name tags with FATSIM. All right. So aircraft, how is it going? 1.04. So we're going to go into my flight. We're going to pull this flight in from SimBrief. Import SimBrief. Larnaka over to Santorini. All right. That's the first bit of the jigsaw. We'll come back one here. We're going to go to our load sheet, SimBrief import, and let's go ahead and load the aircraft. All right. This headset is breaking me heart. Oh no, Homewrecker, what's it doing? Don't forget, if you're having issues with your headset, see these options here. You can actually, you can type a message to ATC. Cyrus T will be happy about that. Or you can press these little thumbnails and they'll do the communication for you. Or if you have a co-pilot, you can say, hey, co-pilot, you look after all my ATC. And they will. They'll do it all for you, right? They'll do it all. So aircraft loaded. We'll come back here now, and charts are okay. Landing performance and settings, they're okay. You're still on group. You probably need to kill it for this to work. We can do it. Okay, I need to figure out how am I still on groupie, because I've disabled it here. So it could be just a Murphy issue. Let's give it a reset. So it does. SkyNet group code is blank. Infinity symbol. This guy. Okay, but how do I get out of that? Am I right in saying end the flight? Because hang on. Why didn't I do that? All right, groupie flight cancelled. Let's restart the app. This is a learning stage for Murphy as well. It's been 84 years. I know it, right. Right, quick little update. You need to go to groupie page and then end the groupie. Yeah, done that, confirmed. That is done. So we'll try this again. So Murphy's problem was Murphy was connected to groupie. Because he's a muppet. New flight. Excellent. No groupie. One aircraft. Two aircraft. Okay, something's happening now, lads. Give it a second to load in. Yes! Here's our aircraft. Brilliant. Thank you kindly, Brian. An absolute brilliant general mayhem of awesomeness. So my problem was, even though I didn't select it, because I host the groupie, well, SayIntentions hosts it, but I created it. So that was just that was a Murphy learning thing. The good news is, lads, it didn't affect you. So none of you get to look stupid tonight. Only I do. We found out it was a user error. The error was between the left headphone and the right headphone. Brian, thank you very much indeed. Right, let us continue on. So what we have here now, we can see our aircraft. We go into our tracker. Right? Jesus. SayIntentions gifted 5 tier 1 subs. They're absolute mad lads. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub, thanks to SayIntentions, do be sure to say thank you. Lads, thank you very, very much indeed. This is awesome. The whole idea is we want people to get just a snapshot of what you have built. Just a feeling of, yeah, this is excellent. Right. So just incredible stuff. So as we can see now, we have a good few aircraft here. So, well, let's go flying, right? Let's go flying. So let's get the aircraft into action. We'll come on up here upstairs. We do have a external power available. We'll go ahead and turn on our batteries. And we'll grab our external power. Hydraulics can be turned on here while we're waiting. Lights up on top are okay. Don't need those. Nav light is on. Beacon, leave it off. Logo light on. Seatbelts, auto. No personal devices. And we're looking for our emergency lights armed. Okay, so far, so good. Let's come on down here. FMS1 failed. Give that a few moments to worry about it. Summary, power on. So park and brake, ECL. Up on top here, that's ELT. That's all looking good. ECL is our electronic checklist. APU external power is connected. Cooling is already done. Equipment cooling inlet, select auto. Equipment, auto. Be Jane if there's buttons. There's no denying the commitment to customer service of SayIntentions. Absolutely legendary. I agree. GSX pushed you the wrong way. See, you can't do much about that. See you at the bar. Oh, hang on. Ooh, wait now. Navigation. This one, please. Complete. And let's look at our pre-flight. So we're going to say first flight of the day, yes. Let's pretend all these checks are done. Operations down, emergency equipment, gear pins, overhead panel, glare shield, ECAS and info, grand. Altimeters, we'll set all this now in a moment. Message, invalid speed, that's okay. Let us now go to our flight plan. Flight plan uplink, SimBrief, send, pending. It's in there. Close that. Activate. Departures. So we'll get all this from ATC here now in a moment. So let's grab the ATIS while we're sat here, lads. ATIS 12655.
Advise on initial contact. You have information kilo.
Ooh, information kilo.
Larnaka International Airport. Information kilo.
QNH 1006.
19000 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 22. Wind calm. Tav OK. Temperature 29er, 2.26. QNH 1006. Transition level 110. Advise on initial contact. You have information kilo.
Okay, we have information kilo. We're going to go over to clearance. So clearance is next. And again, we're using the TOM kind of traffic light system to show us when we dial in, right? So comm radio 12058, that's dialed in, and we're on kilo.
That's a big 10-4.
Let's see what happens. Larnaka clearance, a very good evening. Firefly 235, we're in A220, stand 25 Alpha, information kilo, request IFR clearance to Santorini. Ooh. Colonel Fork, I must show you the tour tuner with SayIntentions. It's nuts. It's unbelievable what you can do.
Firefly 235, cleared to Santorini via the Paphos 1 Whiskey departure, then as filed. Initial climb flight level 100, departure on 130.205, squawk 4144, expect runway 22.
4144, dialed it in quickly. Roger, we are cleared Santorini via the FA1 Whiskey departure, then as filed. Initial climb, flight level 100, departure on 130.205, squawk 4144, and we'll expect runway 22, Firefly 235. So remember, we were talking about the expect runway. Do you remember the settings? That's where it comes in, right?
Readback correct.
Okay, readback correct. Right, 4144 is set. 1010,000 is what they gave us. So that's going to be altitude. That's our initial. And ELT is on. Uh-oh. Where did I turn that second thing on? ELT is on? I've turned on my emergency BJanie then. Arm. There we go. Door slides arm, doors are open, that's quite okay. Let us continue on here now. So departures, let's go into it. So we are runway 22, we're on the FA1 Whiskey departure. FA1 Whiskey, then as filed.
Hello there.
Our arrival, we'll worry about this later on. We'll dial this in when we get a little bit closer. So we're going to execute all this. And let's go in. Thrust settings on the aircraft, we're going to set to take off. There is a D right there, don't worry about it. We're going to done that.
Ground Firefly 32 Whiskey, request runway change from 04 to runway 22, please.
That was a Dougal McTavish. Now, if they don't give Dougal that, it could be back in the settings where he said, no, you can't. Right, Dougal? Just be aware of that. That's pretty cool. Flight plan win request. Go ahead and grab. Complete. Thank you. Fuel should all be in. Zero fuel weight. We'll have to horse this in manually. So we'll go into over here. We're going to go into our load sheet. Zero fuel weight with the aircraft. 52571. 52 buttons, Murph. 52571. So let me see. 52571. Enter. And we'll execute all of that. ETP, don't worry about. Init, don't worry about. Performance is going to be next. Takeoff thrust is going to be fine. Approach /4. Really? Let's go with 2. Takeoff set V speeds. Okay, you're looking for that over here. Let's go back one. Let's go for takeoff performance. So we're going to sync the FMS, sync the weather. We are runway 22. And let's see, can we calculate this? There we go. Send over to our FMS, please. So flaps 2 and then our V speeds. So let me see. Set V speeds once again. They're now in. That's going to be 2. Bleed source. We'll be on the engine. And that looks good to me. Climb out performance. We're going to be at 275 or 0.78. Below 250 knots, under 10,000. Transition level was different.
Attention all aircraft information. Lima is now current QNH 1006.
Oh, you have information, Lima.
Lima's right. Transition
Larnaka
level
International Airport
is 11,000. So 11,000. And we'll put that in for our transition. We're going to execute that as well. Right, lads, I think I have this machine set up. Right? So if I look at my route page, we're looking for any discontinuities. I don't see them. And then we have our top and drop. So that's looking okay. APU, let's go ahead and give this a blast. APU coming up. And we should get sounds coming in here now in a moment. And the rest of this then is going to be getting this machine into action. I've only flown this aircraft twice. So, you know, I'm just saying, altimeters need to be set. So they are now set. Center panel has been checked. Pedestal is checked. Checked.
Santorini via the Alpha 1 Whiskey.
Before start. Departure briefing. We'll talk to Shane here now and grab that. So here is Dougal, just restart the app. If that happened, just restart the app. Just bear in mind, lads, this science exercise we're doing, this is the first time this has been done in a live environment. So if there's any issues, just restart the app. And don't click new flight, just restart the app. It'll pick up where it left off. Alright. Now, Shane, good day to you. Can you talk us through our departure briefing, please? And we'll talk through our departure briefing. We're waiting for the APU.
All right, Murph, here's the departure briefing. We'll be departing from runway 22, flying the Paphos 1 Whiskey departure with an initial climb 10,000. Transition altitude is 9,000. After takeoff, we'll follow the SID profile with a left turn to heading 270, intercepting PHA, climbing to flight level 240. Weather at departure shows no significant issues. In case of an engine failure below 400, we'll continue straight and follow ATC instructions. Above 400, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3,000 before turning back. For any issues before V1, we'll reject takeoff and apply maximum braking. After V1, we'll continue the takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. Cleared as filed, squawk code 4144, departure frequency 130.205. Configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 136 knots, VR is 137 knots, V2 is 140 knots, flaps 223, climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. Just say the word when you want me to call for taxi.
So, yeah, if you come across a different flap setting or a different altimeter setting, we just need to let them know. It's not a big to-do. I believe I can fly us here. Good to see you. It's not working for Dougal. Let me think now. So if it crashed, Dougal, go into your task manager and just see if the app is still running. Force it closed, and then just start it up again. I've never had to do that. So we're blaming you. But yeah, you might have to...
Hello there.
You might just have to hard close it and try it again, right? Ivers, thank you very much indeed for the follow. Right, APU is running. We're going to look for a pushback here now and see what happens. Larnaka ground, Firefly 235, information Lima. We at stand 25 Alpha, request pushback and engine start.
Firefly 235, push and start approved. Face northwest.
Push and start approved, face northwest, Firefly 235. And also, lads, very important, if you're having an issue, if you're having an issue, see the way on the very top right-hand corner of your app, it has a flight ID. If you just click on that, it will copy that flight ID to your clipboard, right? And then you can just paste it over at SayIntentions, or if you need to file for a bug or whatever. SayIntentions, if they see the flight ID, they're able to see your flight specifically and see what went wrong and where and whose side, right? So that's how you find the flight ID. That is their way of monitoring the performance of each flight. Yeah. So let's see what happens. Should we be hearing AI speaking to others? It depends sometimes, but remember, we're
ground 5532 whiskey request taxi.
Dougal's back to us now. SayIntentions doesn't sequence real world pilots yet, right? In an AI environment, it'll sequence all the AI and you, but if there's real pilots thrown in there, it won't do that. Not yet. They're working on it though.
Via Lima Charlie Whiskey Charlie and Hotel 5532 whiskey.
Right, so Dougal's getting a push, or a taxi rather. We're going to go for a push. So beacon light is coming on, and we're going to look for a push. We're to face northwest, so that's going to be start pushback. After pushback has started, we're going to come off the brakes. Brakes coming off, and then we're going to go for an engine startup. So let's have a quick look here. That's all looking good. Come on down here, and we're going to be engine start, right side, fire up. I think I've done this right. Starter has been engaged. N2 is rising, and let's see what happens. I think I've done this right. And they said face northwest. So engine says start. Have I forgot something?
Papa 249, stand 44 Alpha, request push and start. Push and start, approved, face southeast, Papa 249.
Oil pressure's good. N2 is hiding. Why are you hiding? Give us a bit of a turn here and we figure out why that engine is not coming online. What did I forget here, lads? There she goes. It's all working out well now. We've aircraft.
121205 32 whiskey, thank you.
And stop us there. Park and brake set. No steering. Now park and brake. APU still running. Engine 2 is coming up. Alright. Jay's looking at me parking, isn't it shocking? If you can't. Energizer, good to see you, buddy. Mr. Flight, D-Then, it's getting the data from SimBrief.
Hello there.
Hello there. Infinity, welcome in. Chimsy, welcome in. Colonel Fork, Murph, it seems the 707 got its major overhaul. Just saw that release, yeah. Yeah. Stu Stape says, I'm not a SayIntentions user yet, but I saw a very heartwarming story on social media a couple of days ago where a member of the community fell into hardship, reached out to SayIntentions for a refund, they helped him out no end, and even generated financial help for them. A great bunch of lads, man. How come you don't use GSX? Chimsy, sometimes I do. For tonight, it's just, I'm not using it tonight. The A220 has its own built-in pushback. It's just a little bit easier. GSX can do GSX things, you know what I mean? Engine 2 is live. Engine 1 now. Engine 1 coming. Why won't engine 1 start? Uh-oh, have we an issue? Okay, maybe I turned the switch. You see Dougal taking off. Ooh, nice.
Whiskey 35 Alpha Mike.
You need your next badge.
To 22 runway 22.
I put the car in swinger, baby.
Right, fire up there now, Betsy. Lads, is this something with the A220? She'll hold N2 and then fire up. Stu Snape, dude, thank you very much indeed. 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub, and thanks to Stu Snape, do be sure to say thank you. What a ledge. Yeah, like, does it kind of hold the N2?
Holding point runway 22 via Charlie Whiskey, Charlie Alpha.
Interesting.
Whiskey
Called motoring. Yeah. All right. There's aircraft taxiing. This is awesome. Now, while we're sitting here, let's go in and look at the tracker and see where everyone is, shall we? Now, if you aren't flying, if none of you are flying, which is totally fine, head on over to tracker.SayIntentions.ai, zoom on in to Larnaka. You'll be able to hear and see all the aircraft. You can listen to us on the network. If you have a look across, you can actually see where some of these departures are. Isn't that cool? That's cool. FMS fuel. What's wrong? Check fuel plan. Fuel plan. Fuel required. Oh, Jay's never put in the fuel. And Murphy. Let's have a look here now. Fuel. Zero fuel weight. What was our block? What was our block, Murphy? Load sheet. Fuel was 53. Wait now. Why does it say actual?
Contact tower
5310.
205.
5310. I don't know why that didn't go in. Execute. Right, that'll do it. Route page, that'll do. Let's go in. Engine condition, right. Q. APU is going to come off now. Logo lights are already on. Taxi lights will come on. Everything here is set to auto. Flaps are going to be set 2 for takeoff. 1 and 2. Our transponder is on. TCAS is set auto. I might just horse this one over to Tara. And now let's look for a taxi clearance. So I'll move you across. Larnaka ground, Firefly 235, request taxi, runway 22. Andy is up and away, nice.
Firefly 235, taxi to holding point runway 22 via Lima Bravo, Victor Charlie Alpha.
Lima Charlie Victor Alpha. Roger, taxi holding point runway 22 via Lima Bravo, Victor Charlie Alpha. Firefly 235. Lima Victor and then Charlie. Holding point runway 22. Alright, we're good to go. We're going to come off the brakes. Small bit of power. Now remember I mentioned with SayIntentions it has its Flow Pro integration. Right? When did that happen? Uh-oh. Balls. I broke it. Jared, good to see you. You have the same combination of your luggage? Why isn't that password working? We go left here. Is it left here? Yeah, we go left here. We can go right here. Good old charts. So this is Victor. It doesn't say it on the main chart. It's buried in the actual chart. Interesting. Hey, hi, Creations. Good to see you.
Point runway 22 via Lima Charlie Whiskey Charlie Alpha. Butterfly 249.
I'll try this again here now in a second. I don't know why that kicked me out. We'll try it again. Note to self, don't press buttons when a panel is open. Where can we grab the integration? You can grab it directly from the pilot portal. Where in the ATC menu does it show the next frequency? It doesn't. They'll hand you over to it, Dougal. Jared, hope you're well, buddy. Right, don't mind me at all, lads. All the sound. I just pressed all the wrong buttons. Easy now. Ba-dum. I haven't flown this new version of the A220, so should be a bit of crack this. Again, don't expect the AI sequencing for human players yet, right? It doesn't exist yet. But the whole idea is if you're using traffic injection, you'll hear tons more ATC because it's moving around AI traffic, right? So I'll turn it on my side here now in a moment just so you can see what's happening, all right? But I'm just trying to fix things on my side, figuring out what is actually wrong. Right. Type error. Why it's not working? That's interesting. No, I didn't, Malky. You saw nothing. It was all well in the realm. I don't know why the integration isn't working. Anyway, we won't get too concerned about it. If I go into Flow Pro for a second. Because usually she'll just connect when the app is connected. Interesting. Easy now. Let's turn on a bit of traffic here as well, lads, so we can see what's happening. So if we give it a few moments, you're going to see some AI traffic getting thrown into the mix. Takes a moment to load in. We're looking good. It's a fine looking machine, this. Angry Jay, good to see you. You have a disco in my FMS. Grand, we'll check that before we go. Easy now. It's a pretty departure. Yeah. A bit of traffic loading in now. Man, that looks good, doesn't it? Easy now. Keep her rambling all the way down to Alpha. Follow the leader. Now, as we're rambling here, we'll be told by ATC to talk to the next controller. But I can say this much, lads, for those of you, if this is your first time ever using SayIntentions, you're part of something kind of mad, because this hasn't been done before in this sort of a setup. So massive thank you for signing up. Massive thank you for giving this a shot, because the data that SayIntentions will learn from this is very good.
Blue scan 1 Lima Mike, taxi to holding point runway 22 at your discretion.
Taxi to holding point runway 22, our discretion, blue scan 1 Lima Mike.
So Dougal, if you see weirdness, just copy your flight ID, top right hand corner of the app, and just post it there, maybe just for Brian to see.
Taxi to holding point runway 22 at your discretion.
Like, there's one thing you need to realise.
Firefly 235, contact tower on 121.205. Have a good evening.
Over the tower, 121.205 for Firefly 235. You too, have a good evening. Post it where? Post it here in the chat on Twitch. Put it this way, lads. When have you ever seen anything like this where, you know, the developer is going to jump in, watch us all experiment, mess, break, try, and they're here actively watching to see how it goes. You just don't get this. You don't get this, you know? Like, imagine if we got this from for normal multiplayer flights. They'd identify issues straight away, you know? So it's awesome to see this from SayIntentions. Alright, we're going to hold short here. Next aircraft is waiting. Or maybe he disconnected. We'll give a shout. No, he's still there. Now, are we configured? We're not. There's a disco. So, I don't know, is that an issue with the A220? We look a little bit better now. A little bit better now. You don't see anyone on the map. Let's have a look at the map. Again, it could be just an issue. So here's a tracker. So the tracker's working, right? So if we're saying we can't see each other on the map, for whatever reason I can't get into the Flow Pro one, but I can look at the live map here. So on the live map you can see, right, Pete is ahead of me, Toto's behind me. See this taxiway line? So it's actually showing me on the map where I'm supposed to taxi to and from. If I zoom in here, the yellow aircraft are human, all the other aircraft are AI. And if I zoom out here, don't lock onto my aircraft, I can see all the guys. There goes Homewrecker, he's gone up the road. There goes Vulcan. So you should see it on the app, lads. There might be an issue with the Flow Pro one. Then again, that could be a Murphy issue. Right? But let's see what happens. Tower, Firefly 235, holding short runway 22 at Alpha. We're ready to go.
Firefly 235, Larnaka Tower, runway 22, hold short. The aircraft ahead of you is a live pilot who is already cleared to take off. Stand by and give him a moment to roll.
Roger, we will hold short runway 22, Firefly 235. Jesus, they actually know the live pilot. That's crazy! They're doing science! Oh really, chase plane? Don't start messing now, man. Chase plane is acting up. Which I have a terrible feeling that, oh there we go, we're live again. Although we're not, why is it giving these buttons? I never set them buttons up. Chase plane, really? We're gonna have this tonight?
Firefly 235, runway 22, winds 190 at 4, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 22, Firefly 235. Quiet. Seems performance heavy. The aircraft, yeah, it is. It's a little bit better than what it was. This is the latest update for it. Alright, left is okay. And then right is okay. Lights are on. Get our strobes on. Chase plane has decided to reset what some of my buttons should do. Great news.
Approaching runway 22.
Alrighty, line ourselves up. What was the mouse menu that popped up in the middle of the screen? This is Parallel 42's Flow Pro. Yeah, I don't know why these buttons aren't working. But anyway, right, we're squawking, flap set, talking. Stab trim looks good at 5. Rudder looks good. Oh, there's buttons here at an alarming rate. Let's go ahead and start the clock. Toga has been armed to take off. We'll horse in nav. Off the brakes. And let's start rolling. Dexter, good to see you, buddy. Okay, airspeed live.
On runway 22 remaining. 9,100
There's a RAS working.
feet.
There's a center line in that runway. There's 100 knots. Good. V1. Rotate. Upsy daisy.
On runway 22 remaining. 5,800 feet.
Positive ready to climb. Gear up. Easy with the nose. Bit of trim. Speed up.
Papa, winds 190 at 4, runway 22, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, 22, aircraft 005 Papa. Firefly 235, contact Larnaka, departure on 130.205.
Over to departure 130.205 for Firefly 235. See ya. Right, over here. 130.205. Departure Firefly 235, passing 2,000 for flight level 100. Alright, flaps coming in.
Firefly 235, Larnaka departure, radar contact. Climb flight level 150.
Roger, climb flight level 150, Firefly 235. 150. Okay, what's the dealio with my speed here, friends? FMS manual. Auto throttle is set. That's interesting. No flight director. Even though there is a flight director. That's very interesting. Alright, altitude 150. These are all grand. Didn't like auto. Why is it doing this to me views? I wonder, is there a button after being pressed? That's so annoying. It has broke it. Let me see. Complete. After takeoff.
Firefly 235, direct Rymax, then as filed, please.
Direct Rymax, then as filed. Firefly 235. We are direct Rymax. We're heading that way there now. Speed is coming up. And we're climbing. We're waiting for 1000. TCAS is good. Speed, bring it up the hill. And we're looking good.
Departure, aircraft 005 Papa.
Radley, good to see you, buddy.
Aircraft 005 Papa.
Toto has lost control of his plane. Uh-oh.
Climb and maintain.
It was all going well till the client comms decided it didn't like me bindings. Uh-oh. Just give it a quick restart. Like, that's the thing. It'll restart. It'll catch up where you were. I think what's after happening on my side. Now it's working. How weird is that? I think that was a Flow Pro issue. Or it could be an aircraft issue, lads. You wouldn't know, man. You just wouldn't know. Type error. That's I don't know why that isn't working. But that's a flow issue. I mean, SayIntentions is up. It's working. Not a bother at all. You know, we bring all this in. We can go over here and have a look at our live map. Here's us. There's aircraft behind us. So there just looks to be... There was an issue there with the parallel 42 stuff. It can happen. Dougal, you're a loner on the map. What's your position roughly, Dougal? Coming up on 8,000 feet. There's Pete. I don't see on the map, Dougal. Dexter, the A220, it's a superb aircraft, but I think it needs a lot of work still with the performance. But they're working toward that. You know, they've already mentioned like 1.05. You're further north. I'm not seeing you on the map. We'll go in and have a look on the tracker. We can see you on the tracker, Dougal. Yeah, we can see Goose there as well. But again, lads, try not to get too, you know, worried about all of this. That's why we're testing this. Like, there's feedback here that you just can't get unless you're in a live flight environment. Do you know what I mean? So, like, if things aren't going exactly according to plan, that's quite okay. The main thing is going to be the stability of your flight. ATC are looking after you, right? And then when it comes to us being able to see other pilots in our vicinity, this is feedback that's going to be fed, of course, to SayIntentions. They'll have a look at it and say, ah, yeah, that's we figured out that one. Or it could have been a sim issue, right? So the main thing is, if you can't see other aircraft directly now on the app, you can verify that you're still connected because we can actually see you on the live tracker, right? So there's the impossible face. There's Dougal. There's Andy. There's Malky. A couple of more aircraft ahead of us. That poor devil, Jesus, a cabin crisis on that aircraft. There's Goose. There's Ryan. There's Dougal. There's Homewrecker. There's Vulcan. There's Pete. There's me. There's Specky. There's Toto. Andrew. And Roxy. Plenty of other aircraft there. Would be most useful to know the next frequency. Not necessarily, Dougal. And here's why, right? We need to go standard. On VATSIM, you need to know the next frequency. Well, hang on. You'd want to know the next frequency because you know who to tune into. Yeah, maybe that's something to check. You wouldn't really know the next frequency in real life. That was the idea. Like, you'd have an idea, but you don't actually know who the controller is going to put you on. Like, that's what SayIntentions are following. They follow that logic, yeah? In the real world, you just won't know. You might have an idea to say, yeah, we're going to be talking to such and such, but you may not know. Now,
Firefly 235, climb flight level 220.
Roger, climb flight level 220, Firefly 235. Up to 220, and let us go VNAV. She wants to get her speed up first, and then we'll correct, you don't know the next frequency, what it's going to be. Yeah, so I think that was the answer for it, you know. I didn't see that Shoot the Bandit. No, Chris Van Halen is here, good to see you. But yeah, lads, as I said, it's all very much, you know, we're trying a bit of science, and I think it's working very well. I mean, ATC is looking after us. In terms of traffic on the map, got traffic and weather. That's how you turn off your autopilot, Murphy. Nav, please. Don't mind me, I was just immediately going the wrong way. What a muppet. We just wanted to look out the windows at the lovely mountains. Less close somehow? Yeah, thanks, Chris. Ah, brilliant. Alright. So far so good. Nav source, yeah, don't press that one again, Murph. I could definitely hear Malky, Andy and Dougal on frequency when they were in range. That's the thing, it's all about range, that's modelled. Not like me to be up front of the group, but I already had SayIntentions set up and was ready to go. Yeah, no worries at all, Malky. Oh, look at that, lads, isn't that absolutely superb?
Hello there.
So we're cleared up to flight level 220 right now. That now. Safety, welcome in. Oh, look at that view, look. Gorgeous. Third attempt reloading the plane. What aircraft is it, Toto? What are you flying in? I'm expecting runway 33. But we'll see. Runway 33 is current. The Phoenix. Jeez, Toto. And the Phoenix is just crashing out, is it? That's unfortunate, man. Okay, we're supposed to be climbing here now, Jemima. Why is the aircraft going so slow, by the way? VNAV. Flight level change. And what mode do you want? Just go up the hill. Away we go. Stick on Flow Pro. I'm a little bit worried using Flow tonight. She's not doing what it should be doing. But it appears okay. It appears okay. It is a beautiful sight. So the gas thing is, right, here we are flying. We're online with SayIntentions. Our live map shows some aircraft. So there might be a few missing in range. It could be limited. Or it could be the fact that we also have some, you know, there's AI traffic in there as well. Right? We do have settings here. Traffic. Remove all, remove in front. So it shows us the color key.
Firefly 235, contact Nicosia radar on 128.075.
Is it now? Over to Nicosia radar 128.075, Firefly 235. Have a good day. Nicosia radar, good evening. Firefly 235, passing flight level 170 for 220. Oh, lad.
Firefly 235, Nicosia radar identified. Good evening, climb flight level 300.
Man, that accent. Roger, climb flight level 300, Firefly 235. 300. Everything up there looks okay. Speed is alright. We're climbing nicely. 1,500 feet a minute. I think we're good. You know, don't break anything yet, Murph, but I think we're okay. We're chasing the sunset. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? That is gorgeous. So what else do we have in the app? You can see this new one here for our departures and arrivals. So here's Firefly 235, Santorini, en route. Right? In that class.
1571 at flight level 330.
Airport lookup. So we can have a look here. Information lookup, choose LGSR. That's a destination. It'll auto find that for us, or we can just type it in. Alright. So here it is. Santorini. We can actually get the ATC information. Santorini Airport Information Echo from 1950 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 33. Winds currently 320 at 10. Cav OK. Temperature 27. Dew point 19. QNH 1011. Transition is 7,000. Advise on initial contact information Echo. Jetlag, good to see you. Kudjak, thank you for the follow. Like, there was other things we didn't look at yet tonight, as in when it comes to checklists. So we can create our own checklists, or the community make them, we can use theirs, and then we can even edit them. You can literally have a checklist item like, you know, did you put the kettle on? You can do all of these things. It is quite remarkable. It is absolutely deadly, right? These are all the available frequencies right now. Don't need to worry about it. We're currently in our climb out departure phase of the flight. This is our flight ID, and it's mirrored up here as well. We can see what departure we're on. We can see our assigned transponder, and see the way these are green? all is well. If it's not green, you're in a bit of bother, right? So far, we're looking good here, lads. I wonder, does the owl, learn about... That's interesting. So the group chat, is that because there's no one in range, I wonder? Interesting. So that is the button for the group. Yeah, I wonder why that's off.
Firefly 235, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, Firefly 235. 360, that is our final cruise for this evening. Upshift is here. Good to see you, buddy. You're loving the A220. It is nice, and it is getting better. 100% it's getting better. Yeah, I wonder why the group chat element is turned off. Maybe there's no aircraft in close proximity. Need to check on that. But again, lads, you know, try not to get frustrated by any of this. The whole idea here, this is all to do with testing. This is seeing what works, what doesn't work as well, what fixes are needed, right? So, yeah. I think so far it's working really well. Really well. Isn't group chat just for groupie? Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because we're not technically in a groupie. That's why. There we go. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, so for group chat to work, you need to be on groupie. Makes total sense. Or 12345 is the multiplayer frequency that will work. That could be dangerous. So that means this could ping a message to anyone in this vicinity, couldn't it? Let's go down here to Com 2. I have it here. 1, 2, 3. Balls. 128075. Leave him alone. 128075. 123450. Hello, the group. See the way we only heard static. Hello, the group. This is Murph. Can you hear me? So their range is going to be taken into consideration as well. If they're too far away, just as it is in the real world. That's mad. And there's other features there, like with there's other stuff coming down the line, like let's say for example we're in helicopters and I decide to go behind a mountain and we're trying to talk to each other. Well, the mountain is going to block that frequency. Like, it's insane. It's just insane what it does. 123450. Let's go back to who we're supposed to be talking to. So we're still climbing here. Fairly gently still climbing. I wonder is my aircraft set up correctly? I heard you. It might be a bit far if you're using the radio. Yeah. Not sure why I heard you on a radar frequency. Interesting. Oh, Dougal heard me as well, so I tuned in to the group frequency 12345. Interesting. Uniform Goose says, I'm loving your program, Brian, but still learning. What's it all about? Dougal says, can't believe how far this has come since launch. Such a hard-working team. It's crazy. It's legit crazy. The amount of features, the capability of what it's able to do, it's very, very good. Like, it's almost unrecognizable, even in the last 12 months. I think the amount of features they've put into it, it's like how do you know they even have a printer? It can even print stuff, and it doesn't even need a printer. It'll just pop it up on your screen. And that was just like, hey, this is kind of cool, let's make it. They sat down, they had lunch, and after lunch they created it. Right? Brilliant. We're just getting started. Yes. While in SkyNet you can see other planes from different... Can you see other planes from different, and can they talk to each other? In SkyNet, yeah, you should be able to. But if you're in a group, you'll only see your group if you use the Groupie code. You'll be subscribing, Murph. Brilliant. Homewrecker, dude, it's just... Like, there's other things you can do, right? I think I showed you this before, Homewrecker, but like, if you go into your pilot portal and you want to add in... We'll do it here now, right? We're going to go down to our cabin crew. Intercom. I'm going to go over to mentor. And from our mentors down here, I will grab Murph. He's a ticket. This lad knows what to do. We'll drag Murph here into intercom 1. Right? Now hopefully this works and I don't break it. So he's now my mentor. Hello Murph, how are you? Why does it say limited speed? I'm doing grand, thanks for asking. Just enjoying the flight and all the excitement of aviation. Remember, every flight is a chance to learn something new. Speaking of which, have you thought about how to efficiently manage your fuel flow during this leg? It's crucial for long-haul flights. No, I haven't. But he's now a mentor, right? Thanks, Murph. Listen, can you explain to me an ILS approach? Like, how does it work? What do I need to do? I shall say he's only one. An ILS approach. It's a fantastic tool for precision landings, especially in low visibility. You'll want to tune into the ILS frequency for the runway you're landing on. In this case, runway 33 at Santorini. Set your course to the localizer, and as you approach, keep an eye on the glide slope indicator. When you're on final, maintain the correct airspeed and descent rate to stay aligned with both the localizer and glide slope. Remember, it's all about keeping that needle centered. You've got this. So, the point I'm making is, right, and we can, if you don't want me, I mean, you're probably sick to your teeth with me. Let's get Murph out of there. And we'll drop, we'll get Howard. From Forder, learn to fly, right? If we ask Howard now a couple of questions. Hey Howard, can you talk to me about the traffic pattern, doing a circuit? Just explain to me, what does it mean?
The traffic pattern is a standardized path that aircraft follow when approaching to land at an airport. It typically consists of a rectangular circuit around the airport, including a downwind leg parallel to the runway, a base leg perpendicular to the runway, and a final approach leg leading to the runway. This helps maintain safe separation between aircraft and allows for orderly arrivals and departures. Remember, communication with ATC is key when you're in the pattern.
So like, and that's a mentor. The whole idea is you can be absolute grassroots, brand new, the noob, the amateur, like the amateur getting into flight simming. SayIntentions they'll hold your hand into this. I mean, they'll help you along. You make sure the person sitting beside you, virtually is a mentor. They're going to help you out. And you'll even notice the way, when we're talking to Murph, he knew we were going to Santorini, so they were aware of what it is you're doing. It's an incredible training aid. It's an incredible thing to have if you're just starting off and learning, hey, what does this do? How does this work? You know what I mean? Can it help you with checklists? It can. If you have a checklist specific for the aircraft, or you can go off and create your own checklist. And even the checklist tuner is very smart. You can upload a PDF. So like, if you're lazy like me, you can go to, a ChatGPT or whatever and say, hey, create me a quick checklist for an A320. Boom. Export it as a PDF. I can then upload it into SayIntentions, save it as my own checklist, and then I can drag that into SayIntentions, and then my co-pilot will say, all right, Murph, here's the checklist. And it'll challenge me. It'll read out something on the checklist. I can set it to I must confirm in order for it to progress. So I'll say something like check or yes or no or whatever. Or it'll just say, it'll keep reading down through all the checklists. It's incredible. Certainly need another flight to find out why you see no others on the map. Yeah, you can hear them. We'll have to figure that one out, Dougal. That could be sim related, or could be program related. Does anyone know what my speed says limited here? Have I broken something in this plane? I'm a little bit nervous here. Cruise. Like, why are we limited? Have I missed a trick? Flaps are in. Spoilers are retarded. Auto brake and all that gear jazz is off. Maple Leaf says, yeah, I've created one that does all the realistic flow patterns for the Phoenix A320. There you go. Like, I know there's guys who actually use this for ATC as well, right? What is co-pilot Murph thinking about taking off in a 737 without arm and toga?
Yankee, flight level 320.
Don't even go there, Energizer. Yeah, so does the live map in the app only show people within a certain range? So inside the app, if we look at the live map, live map. If you look at the map, you have some options down here in the bottom right hand corner. You can look at traffic, weather radar, taxi path, TF4s, and SayIntentions can actually handle TF4s. You'll see them on the map. You can go to areas and you'll actually see flight restrictions, temporary flight restrictions. That's awesome. See them there, look. And if you don't like the map layer, you can even change the layers to something you like. Isn't that cool? You can even go VFR sectionals here, look. How cool is that, lads? SkyNet, you can set it to proximity, or you can set it to global. So if we move our map all the way back across, and we look at our line of traffic coming in, here's where we see everyone. So there's Ryan, there's Pete, there's Homewrecker, there's me, there's Andy, Malky, The Impossible Face, Dougal. So that's the setting in there. SkyNet, make sure you have it set to global. Just keep clicking it. It'll say proximity, they're the aircraft closest to you, or click on global and it'll appear everyone. Does that answer the question? I learned that just now and it sounded like I knew what I was doing. Ah, brilliant! Best thing that was said to me this year was best thing that was said to me this year came from Brian from SayIntentions. He's like, you know, and he looked deep into my eyes when he said this. Murph, we're making you sound smarter. Thanks. I was like, this is brilliant. Fantastic. Also, you can remove the traffic or remove what's in front of you. So it's under your little toggle controls in here. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. And think about it now, lads. Here we are flying. You know, we're across the Med. Imagine now if you had things like cabin crisis or cabin cruise activated and they're all doing their things, right? You can see just how much you can add to your flight sim experience. It's wild. It's just class. Is my spacing okay? Toto, very considerate of you. Yes. That's a low bar, right? That's fantastic. Right. We're doing well, friends. Oh, bother. So, you might be wondering, Murph's trying to do a thing to get SayIntentions working inside of Flow. And shout out to SayIntentions. They were able to run and say, Murphy, you're on an outdated version of Flow. Yep. My bad. That's the second thing I've done tonight that, you know. So that's why I can't log in there. It's not a bug. You'll find that the bug is between my left earphone and my right earphone. Yeah. Oh, Mrs. GPHI creeps in quietly upside down. Good to see you, Mrs. So that's why we can't, or I can't show you the Flow Pro. We looked at it before. So what we can use on the app, which is great. Using the main app here, this is where we can go in and look at our live map. You have the flight board, checklists if you have checklists, even SkyOps if you want to get in here and start picking some SkyOps missions, right? And all the jazz. We can also see the new features and we have the Learning Center link there as well. The main one you're really going to be concerned with, I think, is going to be the live map, because this is showing all aircraft in the vicinity, right? How cool is this, though? Yeah. So, for example, hang on, I'll turn on Navigraph. And I'll import the flight from SimBrief. Now, I'm not looking at any charts. Have a look what happens here. Shane, can you show me the airport chart of our destination? Naughty Gnome, good to see you. Welcome in, buddy.
Sure, Captain, on screen now.
Oh, I didn't touch anything there. My co-pilot is able to interact with my Navigraph charts. They can open charts. They can auto-open charts, right? And for the FAA charts, at least for now, the FAA charts, you can actually query some information that's on the chart. For example, you know, what's the localizer frequency? What is the baro for my decision height, right? Now, I didn't have to do anything there, and it just appeared on the chart for me. And I can ask him to open up any other chart. And I can also include this with Pocket Sky, which is the app that runs outside of all of this. So if you'd like to have a look at Pocket Sky, I'll show you this now. Huzzah! So here's Pocket Sky, and I have this running on an iPad. It's not connected to my PC. It's running over. It's just running over my network, and this is connected to my aircraft. So I can take this for a ramble, bring it with me if I wish, and I can say, well, this is my current. So I have my stats on the bottom. Isn't this very good? I have my stats on the bottom, including an estimated time en route. Top of descent will be in 17 minutes. I can see all these things, and I can edit what's on this screen here as well. If I go into settings, flight controls, I can actually pause the flight. The layers map, right? And I think I have other options up here. I think there's a way we can show things up here. Weather, aircraft labels, let's go modern. There is a measurement tool. How many years were we waiting for that to appear with you? Right? How long or how far is it from my position to that position? So you can use a measurement tool. And then we filters. Taxiway paths, SkyNet, multiplayer traffic. Can we turn it on? Global. Close. And now you can see all the other aircraft. If I click on the other aircraft, I can actually pull their information up live on the screen. But that's not all. That is not all. If I go home, you see all the thumbnails we have. It's very kind of Garmin GTN vibes here, because you have a thumbnail. I can go in now and access all of my comms. And I can see the full log from all the communications that I've had. And if I'm unsure, hey, what did the ATC say to me the last time round? If I click play...
Firefly 235, climb flight level 360.
Now that's not a new instruction, I'm just replaying what they told me to do. I can do the same with my intercom. What did Shane say? Right? Intercom 3, mentor, you can see it, right? So you can see all the log, but not only that, you can communicate to them if you wish. So here's a message going straight to my co-pilot. I wonder will this work? What's our altitude? This would be interesting if it works. I'm testing things. Brian's going to go nuts. Murphy, can you just leave things alone? What's our altitude?
We're currently at flight level 358, just about to climb to 360. Keep an eye on that vertical speed as we continue our ascent.
Okay, I sent that to me mentor, not Shane. But like, I was able to type that in. Think about it, if you're sitting on the couch because you're doing across the pond flight, that's like, you know, this is amazing. And that's just communications. We go back home, we have other things here as well. Go that Murphy, broke it. We have a scratch pad. You can use the craft.
235, contact Athens Center on 123.83.
Easy now, Murphy. Roger, over to Athens on 123.83, Firefly 235. Good evening. Athens Center. Athens Center, good evening. Firefly 235, flight level 360. So you have your craft and you can write with your hand, or if you had like a pen. You can change this just to have notes. You can change this for an ATIS page. Information, Bravo. You know, wins 260 at 5 knots. Like, you get the idea, lads. Amazing stuff. And that's the scratch pad. Then you have your airport lookup. Access to your entire flight plan. And it's all here on your tablet. This is all here on your tablet. One app to rule them all. We can go into our briefing. Which we didn't do. This is standard flight. Dispatch airport ops. Airport ops is going to be your GSX stuff, because we loaded GSX in. So if you didn't want to be talking to GSX, you can literally press these buttons. It'll activate them, right? CPDLC, our checklists are in there as well. And then we have our logbook of all our flights. Isn't that absolutely deadly? That's Pocket Sky, and that's all part of the SayIntentions ecosystem. It is absolutely deadly. I'm seeing nothing but a blank page on the EFB. It might be down to a subscription or lack thereof. Like, it's all part of their infrastructure, you know? So with Pocket Sky, if you're only on like the free blast tonight, maybe. Or it could be WebView, maybe. But it's absolutely class what you can do. Also, we have access to everything here with SayIntentions through the inbuilt EFB. If you wanted to use the in-sim EFB. And you can get all your frequencies and communications all on the page here as well. You can also do your live map. It's all built into the EFB. Yeah? Pretty cool. Stu Snape says, last time I'll try to answer your question, Merv. Usually it says limited when on descent to keep up with the profile, i.e. use speed brakes to stay on profile. Not sure why I was saying it to you earlier though. Oh, good man, Stu! Ah, brilliant! Third time a charm. Stu, like, just hit me with a dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy snooze. You know. That absolutely happens. So lads, based on everything we've done so far this evening, are there any questions? Naughty Gnome, tonight's flight, it's free. SayIntentions are giving you the
refund.
There's no refunds, Hayden. Check off. There's tonight it's free for this flight, and it's purely testing. And a massive thank you to SayIntentions for letting us be the ones to test it, because we're hard on equipment, lads. We're hard on software, right? If anyone's going to break it, it's us. So if we can't break it, I reckon then it becomes bulletproof for everyone. You know what I mean? But I highly recommend it. I mean, you can see the features. You know what I mean? You're being buried up by Santorini approach. Uh-oh. Or hurried up. Sky Command, I'm in an Irish pub wishing you were here. Oh, sorry, that message was from Muse. Ha, what? What are you saying? And by we're, you of course mean you. Yeah. Sky Command, good to see you. Busy tonight, sadly. After this weekend, I'll give it a proper bash. Nice. Naughty, talk to me when you're ready to do that. Before you do that. If that makes sense. Say no more, say no more. If it's indestructible, Murph will still break it. Yeah, you know. But that's fine. I mean, you know, that's what I do. Ah, Muse, you're very good. Gift a tier 1 sub going to Sky Command. Cheers, buddy. Several have been deleted in your honour. Sky Command, are you actually in an Irish pub? What's the crack like? And it's also very early in your daytime to be in an Irish pub. You know?
Hello there.
You got to get your call sign right. Brilliant, Goose. So what you can do, you can actually ask the ATC, hey, this is my call sign. Same as your co-pilot and cabin crew. So let's say you forgot to do it in the pilot portal. You can actually just tell them, this is my call sign, and they'll figure it out. Yeah? Like, it's constantly learning and evolving and becoming easier. And I know, you know, well, a lot of the feedback has been there are such a plethora of options. But when you start filtering down, well, you don't necessarily need to be in and out of them all the time. 1 or 2 maybe you're going to be checking out prior to flying. It becomes muscle memory. Most of it becomes muscle memory in the pilot portal, you know? I never realised there was an early time to be in an Irish bar. Well, that's true, Herman, it's not. I'm just saying it was early for, you know. Fly Guy Tampa, good to see you, buddy. Stolen Eagle says, I'm loving SayIntentions. Other day I made a mistake, ran out of fuel and called a Mayday. It gave me sensible vectors to land. No way. Did it call you an Egypt at the end of it? No. No. Just asking. Via War A for 3-3, Dougal. That's what you're getting? Okay, well, let's go in and have a look and half prepare for that. Approach. So there is a Via War A. Did they give you a transition, Dougal? We didn't set up our arrival, so let's go back into our flight plan and arrival. So we're going to plan for runway 33. And it looks like it's going to be... There's no star. Vectors. Via War A. The EURV-1 Alpha Star. EURV-1 Alpha Star. Arrival. EURV-1... Ah, you're coming in from the north. Ah, right, okay, okay. Fly Guy Tampa, what happened? Yervit. So we're coming in by Yervit, so I've... Yervit-1 Alpha. Okay, well, I'm going to leave this blank on my page at the moment. ATC are going to tell us what to do. We can probably ask them, but we'll leave it there for the minute. Flight plan mod. Execute. No, we won't. We won't do any of that yet. Top of drop is up the road. We'll pick that up here now shortly. But for the moment, we'll just kind of hang back and take it easy. Ooh, nice. Now, buttons. Buttons over here. Again, lads, if you ever have questions relating to SayIntentions and all the options that we're looking at, never be afraid to ask, right? As I said, we were going for a mentor. We can pop in a tour guide, right? And let's see here now. Shall we get we'll get Sarah in here as a tour guide. And let's see what Sarah has to say. And this is what makes it interesting when we're just flying around, you know what I mean? Hey Sarah, can you tell us anything about our location? It's nice and quiet up here. It's lovely, isn't it?
We're currently cruising high above the southeastern Aegean Sea, with Carpathos Island behind us and the open blue stretching ahead.
Ow.
Out here, it's mostly endless ocean below, but we're on a classic route between some of Greece's most storied islands. If you spot any tiny specks of land, they're likely part of the Dodecanese archipelago. famous for their ancient ruins, mythological tales, and of course, beaches that make you want to quit your job and move here. Not much to see but water at the moment, unless you count the occasional dolphin that likes to photobomb passing planes.
Jamie is saying quality is really low on the stream. Is it? As in the resolution, Jamie, or like the source?
128.075, air height 704.
Just the displays look really odd. They look better now. Is it like it's all like that friggin' weird movement and stuff? Or does it flicker? Kill my switch, yeah. We'll be checking it out soon. So what? Yeah, I do struggle trying to render.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Ah, Hayden, thank you very much indeed. Cheers, bud. Need to try sand.
Firefly 235. Whenever you'd like to send, flight level 250. Cleared for the Binky 1 Alpha arrival.
We're cleared for the Binky 1 Alpha arrival. Roger, cleared for the Binky 1 Alpha arrival. Firefly 235, thanks. I can't be having that though. It's shocking, isn't it? Ah, Jay-Z, very good. London Controller, thank you very much indeed for the gifted sub. Right, they're giving us a descent here now in a moment, and we're on the other arrival, so let's have a look here. So the Binky 1 Alpha. Binky 1 Alpha, we're going to add that to the route. And the approach heading in then is going to be VOR A, probably. Transition SN1 or SNI2? Let's have a look. SNI. Let's go final. Approach doesn't connect. Balls. Binky 1 approach. VOR 1. VOR A. No, didn't like that. VOR A. RNAV. VOR B. VOR A. Doesn't seem to do. It doesn't want to do this. It does not connect to runway 33. Change your selected level, Murph. 250. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the quality of the stream. Everything seems fine on my side, but I'm not quite sure. You can really all see what those displays are crystal clear. Are they crystal clear? No one else reporting it. Maple Leaf says terrible for you as well. So the screens, they're all shag looking. Is that the problem? Balls, man. They look good on my side. Or do they? Maybe they don't. Zoomed out, they're all jumpy. Oh, are they? Okay, I need to check that. What's your speed here, Murph? Right, let's plan our arrival here for a second. So it was the Binky 1 Alpha. Runway 33. Call effectors. Done. Execute. Route. Binky. Disco. Clear. Delete. Delete. Looks fine on YouTube. Raven, good to see you. When you zoom in, they're fine. Okay, so when we're back here, they look absolutely mangled. Is that what we're saying? Balls. How do we fix that, lads? What's my headroom like? I don't know how to fix that. I imagine it's some sort of rescale thing.
Easy 91 Mike November. Flight level 340 for flight level 360.
Up your bitrate for Twitch. It's all handled by Twitch. Okay, so it's fine for some and not for others? That's really weird.
235, descend flight level 120.
Descend flight level 120, Firefly 235. Alright, down the hill we go. Watching our speed. That is definitely odd. See that dual PC streaming. Come here, look. Oh, it's bad for Dougal as well. Jesus, your feed is not interlaced by accident. When you say interlaced, I'll go into settings here. Now this is liable to break everything, lads. Output. So my options here: multi-pass mode, single pass, profile high. That's all my normal settings. Downscale. So I'm all in. I do everything in 4K, right? So to downscale it into 1440. Huh. And I'm giving Twitch, whatever, 8,000 up. I'm giving YouTube like 40,000 up. I'll need to look into that. Jamie, what's the specs of your what GPU do you have in your streaming PC, mate? It's the plane. I've noticed the same with other streamers. See, the problem is if I don't use a downscale, the encoder overloads. What GPU do you use in your streaming PC?
Can I get a refund?
No, you can't get a refund. Will you sag off, will you? You have a 2080. Jesus, I have a 3080 Ti, and it struggles. Now, granted, we're pushing a ton of streams to Twitch, vertically as well. We're doing a YouTube standard stream and a YouTube vertical stream. So maybe, maybe these are the issues. And it's rendering an absolute balls load of things. Yeah. That's weird, man. There's settings in there somewhere. NVENC should only be looking after Twitch. It can't handle YouTube. So I use the processor for that. But like even the processor is fairly decent on that. On this, it's like a 12700. And like my current CPU usage is 13%, right? And if I were to go into my encoder, because this is where the crack is, right? On my GPU, my video encoder is running at 65%. So I have a little bit of headroom, but not much. Gibbo, good to see you. 31 degrees. Now, Restream is a pain in the ass. There's just far too many restrictions on it. I looked into it. It's not all simple. Especially when it comes to multi-streaming. And that's what it's built to do. It's ridiculous.
Firefly 235, descend altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1011.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1011, Firefly 235. We need to do something to slow us down. Because we're using up all our brakes. Now we're only descending at 2,000 feet a minute. This is going to be interesting. Should be fine. Yeah, no, I'll do some homework on it. Because I did have issues with it before. Screen tearing and friggin' performance issues and dropped frames. But yeah, I think for the displays I need to do something. Defo. Jesus, look at this. And we've contrails. This airplane is particularly heavy on performance though, There's multiple ways to downscale your stuff. Murph, the answer you're looking for is yes, you need a new PC. Don't even go there, I'll get in trouble. Just be aware you're in FPA mode, so the aircraft will ignore the speed and just aim for the
Firefly
angle.
235, contact Athens Center on 123.725.
Over to Athens Center, 123.725, Firefly 235. See ya. Yeah, our speed seems very fast here. Let's get you out of it, because why my engines are trying to, you know what I mean? Athens Center, Firefly 235, descending flight level 220, down to 5,000 feet on the Bink 1 Alpha arrival. Gibbo said he's going to buy me a new PC in Germany.
Athens Center identified. Carlos Orisate.
Kuna Satatu, Tommy Gama. Brilliant. Das PC, yeah. Das PC. Yeah, hang on. We're very far out. No, we're not very far out. We're going okay. Let me see now. Binky. That's okay. Not bikini, Binky now. I would have bought you one in Germany, but I'm mentally... jeez, don't buy an Italian PC. I mean, it'll look great, but, you know... Don Maldi, yeah, I'll have a look at it, though. But thanks for the feedback, Jamie. You've now given me about 26 hours of less sleep as we try and fix it. Brilliant. Put you in a hold. Then it said it wasn't a hold. Uh-oh. Don't panic. Hello, young fella. This approach, though, look at this. Fix it again tomorrow. Fiat, yeah. Brilliant. Dextro, thank you very much indeed. Cheers, bud. Oh, Jesus, look at this, though. Isn't this fabulous? Absolutely fabulous. We'll play some nice tunage for our arrival as we ramble in here. Let me see. We'll press some buttons over here, lads. And we played this at the start of the stream. We're going to play it again because it's a banger and we like it. Oh, heck yeah.
Firefly 235, contact Santorini approach on 125.39er.
Over to Santorini approach 12539er, Firefly 235. Santorini approach, Firefly 235, descending now from 17,000 down to 5,000 on the Bink 1 Alpha arrival.
Firefly 235, Santorini approach identified. Good evening, expect the VOR Bravo approach into Santorini. And confirm you have information echo.
Roger, we will expect the VOR Bravo approach and we'll call you back once we grab information echo, Firefly 235. Let's grab information echo.
3. Wind 320 at 10. Cav OK. Temperature 27. Dew point 19er. QNH 1011. Transition level 70. TACAN out of service. Advise on initial contact you have information echo. Santorini Airport, information echo. 1950 Zulu.
Alright, we got echo.
Arriving and departing runway 33. Wind 320.
Push now. On Firefly 235 we have information echo. American 87, good to see you.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Firefly 235, noted.
Hello there. It's just a banger of a song. Tis absolutely fantastic. 5090, yeah, Jesus.
Oh, behave.
What happened there now? Oh, Shiv, thank you for the bits. Cheers, buddy. Listening to your stream as you fly with SayIntentions, your background chatter included, while I'm also flying with SayIntentions and its background chatter. All trying to separate everything. Brilliant. Murph, if you set the date tomorrow evening, you'll see the eclipse in the sim. No way, will you? This is brilliant. Yeah, the old American accent, but sure, she's an American. She moved to Greece. Her name's Jemima. She moved back in 1987, the year of the big wind, and she went to Santorini, and she's been living there ever since. You know, what song didn't we just hear? Boston, More Than a Feeling. You forgot about the eclipse. Yeah, 1809. We'll have to check it out later. This is all going to get terribly complex. I'm very fast here. Can we, ooh. Roger, speed 250, Firefly 235. It's given out to me because I was going too fast. Sorry, very sorry. Right. Transition level is 7,000, so I don't change my old barrow yet. Need to get our speed down, then we continue our descent. We have a disco. Execute. I fixed it. We still have a disco. Let's not worry too much about that right now. We'll do it manually. Right, speed is down. Vertical speed, down you hope. And continue our descent, please. Down to 5,000. Sim Captain Mikey, good to see you. Haven't actually flown it yet, but I tested remotely from work today. You're getting 105 FPS on the ground, Orbex Atlanta. What? No way. You have an error message. Check flight plan altitude. Or is a flight plan alternate? I never put the winds in. Interesting. Hey, Storm Chaser, good to see you. It wants us down to 5,000 here. So if I put in slash 5,000, will that work? Why didn't it do it for the rest of them? Slant 5,000. Right. Say nothing to no one. We'll be alright, lads. Keep the head down. 7,000 out of the Virginia then. What was the...
On initial contact, you have information echo.
1011. One zero one one and 1011. Meanwhile, me telly wants to turn off. Jesus. Is there a video rundown of the flight control hardware you have in front of me? I think so. If not, we'll make one. Don't worry. Now, what is this approach going to look like?
Whiskey Alpha.
It's the VOR Bravo.
Whiskey 35 Alpha Mike.
The VOR approach does not connect with runway 33, according to Navigraph. It does.
118 decimal 05. Whiskey 35 Alpha Mike.
Runway 33 will be removed. You're drunk. Initial approach fix is Binky. VOR. Oh no. Let's fly this ourselves. Wished. We're gonna fly this one ourselves.
Firefly 235, turn right heading 255, vectors for the VOR Bravo runway 33 approach.
Roger, turn right heading 255 vectors for the VOR Bravo approach for runway 33. Firefly 235. Right heading 255, she said. Go heading. Lock her back into autopilot, please. This'll fix everything. And we'll have nothing to worry about at all. Brilliant. Watch your speed. 5,000. I'm ahead of the airplane. Sure, look, I had my lights on and everything. Bloody hell. It's all right, lads. It's all gone P-tong. Now, let's see. We can land the right way around tonight. I hope so. I hope so. Let's see what happens here. Slow down. I know she told us that, but we'll just slow down a smidgen and we see what happens. Easy now. Get the speed down a smidgen. There we go. And she'll vector us in. Now, when it comes to our VHF, we want 110.4. 110.
Oh, Jesus.
110.4. 1104 set to auto. VHF 2. 110. Devil. 1104. There we go. Right. Let's see what happens now, lads. Is anyone else excited? I'm terribly excited. I will say, it is incredibly beautiful looking, isn't it? So we're gonna pick up an initial fix at D8, and then we ramble in. Sunset.
Firefly 235, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180 knots. Firefly 235. Speed brakes. Flap 1.
Firefly 235, turn right heading 280.
Right heading 280, Firefly 235. In you go, you big Jessie. Watch your speed. She's a little bit, isn't it? Just a little bit. Yeah, you're in your own little ATC bubble right now, yeah.
Firefly 235, 10 miles from Foxtrot Delta 324. Turn right heading 290. Descend altitude 1,700 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared for the VOR Bravo runway 33 approach.
Roger, turn right heading 290, descend altitude 1,700 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared for the VOR Bravo runway 33, Firefly 235. Right. Altitude 1,700. Flight level change. B speed. B speed. There we go. Why does it keep locking me on altitude? Plane is getting a bit mad looking here, lads. Flaps 2. Two 290 until established on our final course. Need to do one of these. Balls, what's the course? Final course 324. Where does that go in? Course 324. We need to dial that in somewhere. Heading. Ooh! Where did we put the course in? Auto brake set medium. We got that much right. Check flight plan data. It gave you gate 1, did it? Where did we put our course in, lads? Nav. Data. Departure, arrival. No. CNS. No. FMS. Click tune menu on the radio. Tune menu. FPV cage. Barrow. FMS landing. Bearing. VOR. Where's my course though? Landing elevation, that's okay. Course 360, 324. 324.
Firefly 235. Contact Santorini Tower on 118.05. When established.
Roger, over to Santorini Tower on 118.05 and established. Firefly 235. Right, we were established and then we overshot it. Let's get ourselves back in. Take full control. Oh, Jesus. You're alright, lads. All is well. Santorini Tower, Firefly 235. We're just getting back on to our final approach, runway 33. Easy now, Murph.
Firefly 235, Santorini Tower. Continue approach runway 33.
Continue approach runway 33, Firefly 235. This is where you have to, like, you know, don't be a muppet and learn how to fly the plane. I got completely distracted faffing about looking for where me course button was. But we're alright, we're getting back on track now. We've managed to snap victory from the jaws of defeat. 1,000. This is not going to end well. Listen, this is totally safe. This is going to be absolutely gorgeous. You're going to be so impressed by the capabilities.
Firefly 235, runway 33, winds 320 at 10, cleared to land. Caution.
Caution what? Bird activity, cleared to land runway 33, Firefly 235. Right, don't panic, Murph. In you go now, you big Jesse. Jeez, we're really fast. 500. So we're down there now.
Approaching runway 33.
400. How good are the reverses on this thing? Easy now. We're alright. We're alright. I told you I'd fix it. 200. Yeah. Easy. 100. Yes. Birds! 50. Jesus! 30. Did you see the birds? 20. Jesus. Easy. 331. But there was birds. Did you see them? Reverses and spoilers. What an unstable approach. What are you talking about? It was absolutely perfect. It was an amazing approach. Reversers stowed. Speed brakes in.
Firefly
Flaps up.
235. Welcome to Santorini. Contact ground on 119.825.
Over the ground, 119.825, Firefly 235. Mother of... Did you not just see what happened? That was terrifying. So we're down here now, Murphy. Ground, Firefly 235. Vacated runway 33 onto Charlie. Request taxi to parking. Best landing you've ever seen? Oh, yeah.
Firefly 235. Taxi to Terminal Gate 6 via Charlie Kilo. Good day.
Taxi to Terminal Gate 6 via Charlie Kilo. Firefly 235. Thanks. Oh, jeez. Right. Terminal Gate 6. It's over on our left. Easy now. It's totally fine. I don't know what you're all getting excited about.
Did we land or were we shot down?
Wait, what?
Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may already know, we have hit our destination.
Firefly,
Please remain in your
2-3,
seats
fight.
until
Give way
Captain
to the
Kangaroo
220
Murphy
at your
bounces
12
us to
o'clock.
the terminal and
Give way to the 220 at my 12. Firefly 235.
against the gate. And once the tire smoke has cleared and the warning bells are silenced, we will open the cockpit doors so you can give him a piece of your mind. You'll easily spot him. He is the one still trying to get past page 10 of the flight manual with the wig and Crocs. We'd like to welcome you to Honolulu International Airport, where the weather is 30 degrees. But unfortunately, you bought tickets to somewhere else. We have arrived 10 minutes ahead of schedule as Captain Maniac Murphy thinks he's Maverick. Please be careful when opening the overhead bins, because shift happens. As you exit the plane, please make sure to gather all your belongings. Anything left behind will be distributed evenly among the crew. We hope you enjoyed giving us your business as much as we enjoyed taking you for a ride. Again, my name is Jemima, and thank you for choosing Firefly Air for your flight today. We hope you enjoyed your flight. If you didn't, my name is Bob, and you were riding with Osprey Airways. Slán. Agus Bannocht leave.
Ah, that's brilliant. There's someone at me stand. Ground Firefly 235, stand 6 is occupied. Request stand 5.
Firefly, 2-3, fight. Taxi to stand 5 via Charlie Kilo.
Stand 5 via Charlie Kilo. Firefly 235. Brilliant! Ah, brilliant. Is that Dougal in stand 6? Hell, Dougal. Have you no shame? Oh my word, what am I... my flying skills of this aircraft have a lot to be desired, don't they? Well, my flying skills in general, but like, do you know what I mean? Easy now. Ooh. We'll park this one manually, like a boss. As do the taxiing skills. Yeah, who asked you? Brilliant. Listen, lads, it's important that you see me in action, because now, you know, I do the stupid things so you don't have to. That's a 5? No, it's parking 5. Brian, you have to realise, I'm a sort of idiot who once landed live on a VATSIM flight, thinking I applied the parking brake, went off into the drone cam to watch everyone else landing, and realised that my plane continued to taxi on through the terminal into the car park, and then I realised, who's that idiot? Look at him, he knows nothing. It was me. Never lived that one down, right? Brilliant. At least the landing was a bit better than yesterday's. It was a tad bit better than yesterday's, yes. Brilliant. I think that's myself in stand 6. Yeah, stand 5 we got. This is brilliant. Right, plane. Yes. Ooh. Turning it off. Now let's see if this all works. This will work. Where's my ramp? Cockpit to ramp. Go ahead, connect the GPU. Get the stairs. And you can start unloading. Left my taxi light on to blind everyone.
Ground to flight deck, roger. GPU and air stairs are being taken care of. Deboarding cannot be done.
Ooh. That's a GSX thing, because it doesn't know. Change facility to gate 6. It doesn't know gate 5. I wonder, can I just, you know... It's okay. It's okay. That's GSX. I'll do it this way and make it look like it's terribly cool. Toggle, attach the grand. We don't have a jetway. Toggle ramp? Ramp truck, is that what it is? Yes! Going through me plane. Great work, Synaptic. All my lights are still on. Blinding people, look. Strobes are off, thank you. Taxi lights need to come off, thank you. Alright, here we are. Ah, the realism is just fantastic, look. Don't get out the door just yet. Where's he going? No, you have to go... We don't unload from this side, Chief. I mean... We absolutely could, but it doesn't make sense to me. Why are they unloading at the right-hand side? Is that what they do with an A220? That's weird. Let's close the left door. Close the door there quick. Now, that's most unusual. You rarely see that, lads. But anyway, right, we covered a fair bit tonight. Don't mind the horrendous flyingmanship of Murph. The main thing what we were doing tonight, lads, we got to have a go using SayIntentions, and you guys got to get it done and dusted for free. This is a free flight to experience what SayIntentions is capable of doing, and everything that I showed you tonight, we haven't even scratched the surface. There's an awful lot more here. You know, when you can get into VATSIM or IVAO handover, whereby if you depart a frequency that has VATSIM coverage and now you go to Unicom, SayIntentions can literally continue the flight for you. On the flip side, if you depart with SayIntentions and now you're flying into a VATSIM controlled area, it'll transfer you over to VATSIM. You'll get the beep, 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 and then SayIntentions will say, hey, contact VATSIM controller on whatever frequency. We didn't even look at SkyOps. The checklists are a massive part of all of this as well. There's so many features here. But hopefully this has helped you between your initial setup, figuring out what some of the options are and what they do inside the pilot portal, and some of the options here built into the app as well. Any of the trouble that I had, number one, at the start of the stream, that was down because I had a Groupie flight up and running that I created. So even though I got rid of the TTM, because I altered the group flight, I was still connected to it. Deleted the group flight, and everything appeared to be normal. The second issue I had was utilizing Flow Pro, which has the SayIntentions widget, and the reason why it won't authenticate my Flow Pro needs an update. So we figured out all the head scratching weirdness and wonderful things. One thing I will say, when it comes to you know, learning or experimenting, especially with the likes of SayIntentions, you can do so without any sort of you know, reprisals or kickback, if you like. If you wanted to do an emergency procedure, if you make a mistake, right? It's very easy so far as it'll let you away with it. Now you can tweak some settings where it won't, and it'll get, you know, it'll get tick with you, right? Which is an amazing kind of thing to be able to simulate as well. If your aircraft is not doing what you expect it to do because you don't know it, when it comes to general kind of flying, you know, if you're not doing what you should be doing, that's where, you know, ATC, human ATC controllers could get very frustrated with you. It's an amazing way to figure out and learn understanding the whole ATC service. You know what I mean? And like, to make matters absolutely bananas, we got bird activity and we had birds right at the end of the runway, right at the start of the runway. You know what I mean? Bird activity, which is, it's mad. But as a training aid, and I want to finish with this, what we can do after any flight, you can review your flight. If we go back into our pilot portal, and if we come down into our flight log, right? And this is going to look at our last flight. So you can see it here. This is our flight from Larnaka over to Santorini. We were using Inibill's Larnaka, which is awesome. Santorini, I forget who owns that. Two really nice sceneries, and you can actually pick up Santorini. I think it's Palm Springs. You can pick it up through the Inibill's website. But if we go in and have a look at this flight, we can open the full Flight Explorer, and this is going to look back at what our flight did tonight, right? So here is a full summary of our flight look. And what you can do after every flight, see the way we have all these speaker icons? This is when ATC Firefly 235, descend altitude 5,000 feet. And I can replay this back.
Firefly 235, descend altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1011.
And then if I come on up here, I should be able to see some of my communications back. Over at Center, 123725, Firefly 235, see ya. And here's my descend. Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1011, Firefly 235. So you can actually go back and explore your entire ATC log from start to finish, which is probably the best learning tool I've ever seen. You get your flight data, so you get your things like your speed, you can see your vertical profile, and your general routing where you flew. And that's very handy to get. I mean, that's important to see. Where SayIntentions brings this further is you can actually listen back to the communications log. So if ATC said something, or it got abrupt with you, or it said you did a mistake, this is where you can figure out, well, what went wrong? And then you can figure it out almost immediately because you can clearly see it. And this works and is recorded for every single flight you do with SayIntentions. It is the most complex and detailed logbook you will ever see, ever. I mean, there's real world stuff that can't do this, right? It's very, very good. But again, it's to be used to, training is one, right? Reinforce what you already know. But also, if you have to troubleshoot something, what a great way to learn it, right?
Firefly 235, direct Rymax, then as filed, please.
So that was an ATC instruction we read back. Direct Rymax, then as filed, Firefly 235. And then further on, contact Nicosia. So here's Nicosia. So I'll say over to Nicosia. Nicosia radar, good evening. Firefly 235, passing flight level 170 for 220.
Firefly 235, Nicosia radar identified. Good evening, climb flight level 300.
So you can actually listen back with all of this. And let's say, for example, maybe you found a bit of weird ATC voices, if it came to it, right? At least now you can track back and say, hey, look, at this area, this is where I got the weirdness. And you can track it all the way back here because it has your flight log number. And you can say, yeah, that voice didn't sound right, or maybe the accent was off. And that's feedback that can help, right? And not only that, it doesn't just do the ATC radio stuff. This will actually do your intercom transmissions as well. So, for example, when we were getting ready to fly, we were able to say to our co-pilot, hey, Shane, what's the story here with our departure briefing? So you can actually go back and listen, right? My understanding, this only works for your own personal flight, Skippo. I don't think you can listen back to the group. I could be wrong on that if SayIntentions want to weigh in, but as far as I know, this is purely for your own personal flight log. This is your own private flight log that you can go back in. I'm unsure, can you go back and listen? Maybe you might be able to catch it on the flight tracker if, within a few minutes, because this is as live as you're going to get as well. So I think it's designed, it's your own flight data. Which makes sense, right? Not everyone will want to share all that. And again, like even on this screen, we have a ton of options here. We can change, we can look at the IF4 so we can see, well, hang on, did we actually follow the correct flight path? It'd be great to help others. Well, I think one way of doing it, maybe folks can share, if they wish, they can share their flight with someone else and say, hey, have a listen of what happened and how we did it. You know what I mean? Hey, Chunky's here. Good to see you, Zach. Welcome in. Like, you also get a full a playthrough of your flight position. See your timeline here? So you can actually track your speed, altitude, what the heading, like all of this. It's very, very good, isn't it? It's very, very good. And you can edit all the layers as well. And that's available for each and every one of your flights. Each and every one of them. View the flight details. Or, let me see, Open Flight Explorer, close the active flight. Maybe that's what's wrong. Yeah. So if I close an active flight, close the active flight, it'll be finalized and moved into your flight log. Yes. So we're going to close that flight, and now we'll have options in here, I'm sure, and we can look at all this information. We can see the call sign, our aircraft ICAO code, the flight, start and finish time, our origin, the route, what our landing rate was, 221 according to SayIntentions. As Brian says, Murph, we're making you look smart. Brilliant, right? Aircraft weight, departure wind, arrival. And we can go in and actually go back into our Flight Explorer to see this flight. And all the logs are there. All the ATC communication is there. Like, it's brilliant. I changed it to feet per minute, not to hurt your feelings. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. That's so funny. But isn't that an amazing learning tool? Like I think this is fantastic, because you can really go back into your flight and really dial in and figure out, where did that go wrong, or what did they mean by this, or why or how did I miss that call? You can do all of that from the flight log, which is just, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible what you can do. It's just a great bit of stuff. Where's this now? Will this work? We can access a lot of this stuff as well inside our pilot portal, or inside our Pocket Sky. So using Pocket Sky, we can actually go in and have a look at our flights. Flight log not ready, fair enough. If we look at the other one, we can access all of this. You can go in and sit on the couch, and you can actually read the whole shebang, and you can read and listen back.
5 Flight 235, Athens Center identified, telling mixed up.
So this is all living inside of Pocket Sky as well, meaning that after your flight, you can say, that's grand, I'm going to go away now and review this. And you can see everything here within your flight plan as well. You can go in and check all your details, and you have a full list of all the communications that was said, how it was said, everything. It's incredible, absolutely incredible, right? And there's also one last important thing I want to share in the pilot portal as well. Privacy is a big thing, and especially in Europe, like with GDPR and all the jazz. There is a tab underneath all your settings where it has privacy, and in here, this is where you can just grab your data. You don't even have to ask for it. It's readily available, and you can download all of your personal data. SayIntentions make that available. I was only chatting to Dougal about this last night. I've yet to find anyone that actually has your data available to download. A lot of places, for anything, you got to request, hey, can I get my data, please? Right? Now, maybe you know some, but this is the first time I've come across it, whereby, your personal data is readily available, and you can control how your data is stored. If it's standard, your aircraft and display name will appear on the SayIntentions flight tracker, this guy, right? Or indeed, you can set it to opt out, that your name and call sign will not appear on the flight tracker. And then you have, full download your data. So it's hats off to them. Like they've pretty much thought of everything here. Do you know what I mean? So if anyone was worried about their data and all this kind of jazz, it's available for you there, and you can opt out of having, public people saying, oh, I don't want people to see my name or my landing rate. Do you know what I mean? But it's absolutely class. And even if you're not able to take part in a flight, you jump in, turn on the tracker, and you can turn on the audio just to this view if there's anyone still talking on the radios.
9.825 fair flight, 7 Alpha Bravo, good night.
So there's the impossible face communicating.
Good evening, fair flight, 7 Alpha Bravo, vacated on Bravo, requesting taxi to the gate.
Firefly 7 Alpha Bravo, taxi to Terminal Gate 1 via Bravo, Alpha, Charlie, Kilo. Good evening.
Terminal Gate 1 via Bravo, Alpha, Charlie, Kilo. Firefly 7 Alpha Bravo, thanks so much.
Isn't that brilliant?
Charlie 903 holding short, runway 33.
So you can go in and actually just have a listen at a specific area, or indeed you can track it based on your group flight. It's incredible. So even to learn what's going on at an airport, where there's human pilots, again, lads, looking at the map here, all of the yellow aircraft that you see, these are all human pilots. These are real people, and they're flying along. And you go over and have a look to see, well, who they're flying with. Are they in a VA? You know what I mean? It's absolutely brilliant. Where is this now? Currently wearing your DC3 shirt. Nice one, Chunky. Finally arrived, 116. Good man, Toto. Good man yourself. What do I sound like? Yeah, the impossible face. Brilliant. Is it okay to enter TTM in the settings for multiplayer now? Yes, it is. It is. Again, we revert to our groupie flights, which we'll do. But for anyone who's maybe just looked into SayIntentions tonight, if this is your first run, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I was able to explain it to you, that you understood it. For those who are currently using SayIntentions, hopefully this helped you along, explained to something, right? And certainly if you're on the fence thinking about it, you have different options in which you want to purchase a subscription. You can go for a free 24-hour trial. You can go for 1 month, 6 months, or 12 months. And hopefully tonight gives you the indication of this is where it's at. This is how good it's gotten. And Brian will tell you, you know, is it going to be 100% accurate 100% of the time? Probably not, but that's what they're aiming for it to do. And even with voices, there's things being worked on behind the scenes with SayIntentions. They reach out to their partners, and anyone can be a partner if you want with SayIntentions. There's a road path how to become a partner, right? And basically a partner gets access to features before anyone else. And the idea being is you get into kind of like alpha, beta testing, and you don't need them if you don't want them, but they're there if you want to try them out. But they're even working on a way now that pilots are able to rate some of the voices that they hear. And when that comes in, you know, it should be grand, you know? But yeah, Brian will, so will I. Ah, right. Who is that? Is that Max? It's not Brian. Right, there we go. Was I calling Max Brian all night? Oops! Ah, Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, Max is in the house with us tonight. It's not Brian. It was Max. How are you, Max?
Oh, Jesus.
I'll call Brian Max tomorrow night just to make it all even, right? I called Max Brian all night. I'll call Brian Max now. I don't mind being Brian for the day. There you go. Jesus. But yeah, as I say, like it's just well worth a shot. And with the voices that you hear, they're building a platform in which then you can report back. Hey, that was good. That wasn't so good. It's like a rating system. That's what they're looking on as well. And there's loads of other stuff. You know, they're always busy. But anyway, yes, Max has kindly joined us tonight from SayIntentions. Do you remember the time I did that interview with Bills? Jesus, I got all the names wrong. That was, and I wouldn't mind. Me mods are like, Murphy, well, read the mods chat, will you? I'm like, well, what are you talking about? And then it's like, you've been calling this guy his wrong name for the entire stream to his face. I must, I might wear my new shirt tomorrow night. Did I tell you I got 2 of them? Yeah, right. But anyway, lads, have fun with it. Have fun with it. And keep your eyes and ears peaked. Because there might be something like this again to give you an option to try it all out. If anyone ever has any questions, we do have a SayIntentions channel on our own Discord. And of course, you can also ramble into the SayIntentions Discord as well. The lads are very quick to get back and report back. So it's pretty cool. I mean, you had his correct name overlaid, which made it worse. Yeah. Muppet. But anyway, lads, I hope you enjoyed the flight. We did fly the A220. This is version 1.04. It is behaving a lot better. It's still heavy on performance, but Synaptic have clearly said they're working on that. They've further patches coming. We should see 1.05 soon enough as well. But I thought it was a very successful flight so far, as I still have much to learn with this machine. Much to learn. It's the second time I've loaded it into the sim. You know what I mean? So we'll figure it all out. But thanks a million. Tomorrow night now, lads, at the earlier time, 1700 Zulu, I'll put out an announcement on Twitch or on Discord. At 1700 Zulu, over on the SayIntentions YouTube channel, make sure you ramble over there and get yourself subscribed. We're going to be chatting to Brian, actually speaking to Brian tomorrow. And Max as well, but it'll be Brian at 1700 Zulu. Right. And it'll be on. Asher will be 45 minutes. You'll get loads of time for the eclipse, don't worry. But it's a vectors to final live stream, and there'll be questions and all that jazz then as well. So make sure you ramble on over. I will share the link to the channel. Make sure you head on over to the SayIntentions AI YouTube channel. Tons of more content coming that way soon as well. So yeah, we will see you tomorrow at 1700 Zulu. Then we follow on a little bit later at 1900 Zulu with the news, and we're very busy with the news as well. It's going to be a busy one. So thank you all so very much. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll be over on Discord. You can replay these videos. It's live on YouTube as well. You can go back and look at all those settings just to help you out and see what happens. And we'll be doing more of these flights soon. definitely doing more of these flights soon. And hopefully now that, you know, you're up and running, as I said, we'll be, our next Groupie flight is on Friday. Right, we'll be doing Groupie on Friday. So lots of fun for sure. So thank you all so very much indeed. We shall see you tomorrow at 1700 Zulu over on the SayIntentions YouTube channel, and then 1900 Zulu right here. Until then, you take care. Into beta, reversers, flaps in. Get out of beta. Get out of the beta! Ah! That's weird, the throttle doesn't move.
Hey, good morning.
Jerry Coogan, many thanks for the follow. Hang on, we need to get out of beta. No, that's backwards, Murph. Uh-oh. Get out of... Oh, we nearly tipped it over, lads, you see it? Jesus. Why won't you get out of beta, you devil? Your controls are no longer agreeing with me. Right, what's it doing now? Not as beta. Stupid thing. Stop reversing. Ah, you need to go forwards. Oh. Oh no, oh God, oh dear. It's like a friggin' Olympic somersault. What was that, Dwayne? Brilliant. Wait. No Pox M is in the SG30 something thing. Oh no, Nighthawk. That's the sound I should hear. This is the sound I do hear.